Welcome back. It has been a long week. Hope I did not keep you guys in too much suspense, but it's Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth Investigations. Once again, I will say that title in a different order every single time. And yeah, we're back in the mysterious kidnapping, murder case, whatever that's been going on in Disneyland. I'm surprised they kept the park open during all this. You know, maybe they closed it. I don't know what the case is, but last time, Lance Amano, the son of Edgeworth's old pal, old sponsor, ended up reappearing from his kidnapping. So, what's going on with this murder? We'll see. Let's go. Hope you guys are doing good. Yeah. Like I said last time, if you guys are worried about, like, me being in California with all the fires and whatnot, I am absolutely safe. I'm not in the way of any of them. I'm in Southern California, and the worst ones are in NorCal, but I'm definitely wishing for their safety as well. It's just the worst thing here was just like there was ash in the air. It's like normal stuff. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Look at him, the beautiful edgy lad.
Looks like we got the food again.
With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder.
You mean the infighting between the kidnappers?
Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy!
I don't know where Earnest's voice is going, but I keep straying from Danny DeVito and going into, like, mob boss?
Tell me it's true. Tell me you really found my boy.
Yes, Mr. Amano, we found him earlier in the stadium.
Man, my little Lance is unhurt.
He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. If your HP is greater than 1, then you're not yet done. Yeah, YouTube moment. Hi, YouTube. Everybody in the YouTube comments, say hi to Harish Moment. He's talking right to you. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang.
Poor Lance. It must have been so horrible for him. Locked up like a...
We're good. We got him some water, right? We got him hooked up to an IV. We fed him some jelly-filled donuts that are so common in California, where we are right now, right? Yeah. I'm good. You guys don't have to worry about me. Definitely, if you guys are in an area affected by the stuff going on right now, you know, all the 2020 stuff, so pretty much everywhere, please stay safe out there. You're in Southern California. It looked like Persona 4 fog. Yeah, like, you see pictures of the outside of, like, Oregon, and everything is, like, blood red. For me, it was just kind of orange-ish. Not terrible, but I definitely had all my windows closed. What's up, girl eyes whose name I should remember? It's been a week, guys. You are. Thankfully, there's actually, like, profiles and everything. Lauren Pops. Right, Lollipop. Isn't Lolly like a nickname for Lauren? 19, gender female. Lance Amano's girlfriend. Came to Gatewater Land in search for Lance. Right. I should also figure out an actual voice for Lance, because last time I just gave him a generic, tired, voice. No. Before it actually comes to having to voice him, what do you guys think? What do you guys think I should give him? Give this boy. Like, my first impression, considering his father is rich, is probably, like, he's a little spoiled. He's not a bad person, but he probably doesn't know the ways of peasant life. Thank Twig, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. Classy Diva's gonna lurk. Hey, no problem. Have a good lurk. And if you go to sleep, if you fall asleep while the stream's going on, have a good night.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one.
You should have probably checked if your flower had even or odd before you started plucking them.
No, you just can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try.
Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. Gone through an entire meadow, dude. Like the meadow of that woman from Breath of the Wild that got really angry for stepping on your flowers.
I suppose if they were me, then... Oh.
I believe you said that you are Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct?
Are we saying like actually girlfriend? Are you two actually a thing, or are you like her? Are you Lance's Wendy Oldbag? Right? I'm sure this was you're not just lying to me. Oh, we are. I just started the goal for the Humongous Entertainment Game Challenge today, and we are so close already. Thank you, guys.
Yes, I am, but it's not like we both think of each other as lovers.
Ah. There's a fire in her heart, but his is... Her heart is California. His heart is... I don't know, Alaska? Ooh. Being from California, am I used to fires? Yes. Yes, go to iscaliforniaonfire.com. It always says yes, because it's always true. Fuzzy Bear, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Flower Blight Ganon? I want to see that in Breath of the Wild 2. No, I want to see that in Hyrule Warriors 2. Let's make it happen. I want to fight Calamity Ganon and lose. Objective, survive.
Well, he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either.
It's a lollipop. It's a ring pop, though.
I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. Lick, lick, lick. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Oh, it's so wonderful.
You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? Wow, that's true love right there. Give someone special a lollipop. No. Don't give them a lollipop. Give them a baby bottle pop. Because that means you think of them as their babe. Do they even still sell baby bottle pops? I know they still sell ring pops. Because I've seen them in the grocery stores. I haven't seen a baby bottle pop in forever.
So, which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided?
Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? Edgeworth, what do you know about love?
My father used to work for Mr. Amano, and so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud.
I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group. What did he do?
I heard his job was to fly around the world on Pegasus.
On Hercules' winged horse. Feel like I'm missing something. Pegasus?
Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now, it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore.
You're not... Oliver Deacon's not your father, is he? No, his name isn't Pops. What was the name we found on the, on Oliver Deacon's pendant, actually? Hold on, I need to double check. It was Colin Devore. I still don't know what that's supposed to be a pun for. The thing about Ace Attorney, it's... Oh, just okay, thanks for the super egg. I totally missed that. Egg. The thing about the Ace Attorney series is, for the most part, the names are puns, and they all kind of hurt a little bit. Some are really fun though. We got a detective named Dick Gumshoe. So he's Detective Dick Gumshoe. He's Detective. Egg. Deadpool gave his girl a Voltron ring. Yo, that is true love. I bet it was like a secret decoder as well. Ah, yeah. Earnest the Mono. He's Earnest, so I guess he's like a good man. Lance, I don't know. Maybe he's like a Lancer. That's like a character trope. K Faraday. Okay. Now, here we go. Shilong Lang. Lang means wolf. Long means dragon. He's like the dragon wolf. He's cool. He's a cool boy. If you haven't seen him, you should definitely take a look at him. Shina, I think that has something to do with like lions? Because I know she means lion in Chinese, but there's like a famous poem where every word is a different pronunciation of the word she. So it means like the hungry lion ate 4 things in a cave. Oliver Deacon was the butler. Mike Meekins, very meek boy, but can be loud when he needs to. And security lady. Man, I think this name is a little on the nose. So what's going on, Lauren?
Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned.
Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of.
It's been so long, I don't think I'd recognize him if we were ever to meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live!
I appreciate your determination. The lion poem makes 0 sense in modern Chinese. It's not that it makes 0 sense, it's just that the grammar is very weird. But it technically works. It's, as far as I know, it's written in Mandarin, not Cantonese. So, one, you have to know somebody that speaks Mandarin if you want to have them read it. I have a coworker from Taiwan, and she was able to read the poem, and it was actually really cool. Like each word is slightly different, because that kind of stuff matters in that language.
About this incident.
Incident? Well, isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident.
How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped?
Right, wasn't it supposed to be a secret?
Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition.
You based everything on that?
She knows something she's not telling us. Man, where's the Magatama when you need it? Edgeworth knows how to use it.
She's lying. She's hiding.
Is that a real miedo? What do you mean, Common? What's up? What, miedo? Do-re-mi?
I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. Blush. Ooh. She started fantasizing again.
We're not gonna get much out of her, but check this out. It's my badge. Don't you want to see it?
Do you know what this is? It's a prosecutor's badge.
Ooh, we get dialogue specific to it. Oh, maid. Maido. Don't bully the maido. How do we know she's actually a maid? Maybe this is just a costume. Maybe she works here. At, the maid corner of Disneyland.
I'm not a bad person, and I'm not out to seduce you.
Wait a minute. He's not? I thought Edgeworth was out here to seduce everyone. Clearly, I'm playing this game wrong.
Come now, won't you talk?
No, you're showing that to me to lord over me with how much authority you have. But I will not be bullied. You should be ashamed of yourself, you evil man.
How should I repent in order for this woman to talk to me?
Edgeworth, he may be book smart, but he's not people smart. That's one of his fatal flaws. I think it's great. I think it's great that the characterization kind of shows. Like, he's not dumb when it comes to people, but he's not exactly experienced with emotion, you know? Compared to Phoenix. I was talking about, like, comparing Phoenix to Edgeworth. I went over, like, some of the dialogue in the other Ace Attorney games, and Phoenix's internal monologue is oftentimes like, how can I prove this evidence? There has to be some way. Can I even do it? Whereas Edgeworth is always like, yes, I know there's a contradiction. I just have to show the evidence. Always sure of himself, and it always comes across when you're not playing as him. So that part they kept super consistent. It's written pretty good.
Lance!
No bully.
Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough.
It was nothing. I literally did nothing to help the Lance situation. I got kidnapped, and then he showed up.
I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say, I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right! I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him.
A letter? What's going on? You write this in case he didn't make it? Does that make sense? Maybe you addressed it to the kidnappers? Colin, how you doing? Welcome on in. Hey, is that an emote of Beetle? Yeah, that's Beetle doing a bada bang. Nice. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing good, by the way.
The way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know.
Edgeworth or yourself when you were young? One of those.
I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know. Here, take a look for yourself.
I have a feeling it's not.
Isn't this a breach of confidentiality?
Okay, the words... Wait, no! Look at the envelope! It's a Oh, I know this all too well. When like a business makes a letter that looks like it was handwritten, but it's really just a bill or an ad. Tender Lender Loan Company. Yes, we love your business.
It's a very simple love letter.
Either that or that's just the envelope. Sprint always write the writing and character depth. It's so... Here's my suggestion for Ace Attorney. If you haven't played it, play it. If you have played it, wait like 10 years, make sure you forget everything, then play it again. You get to appreciate it all over again, because that's what I'm doing right now. I haven't played this game since college, when it first came out. Oh, it's good.
Oh, hey, let me see. Huh, that's really weird. It's from a loan company. Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me.
But it says, "My dear Lanzamano, may I come see you again? Your beloved Viola?" Viola? Who's Viola?
So what are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
We already established that there's a good chance that the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. Kidnappers Hideout.
Wait, why am I deciding this? I can't even get it wrong. I mean, we haven't really been at the Kidnappers Hideout. What are these other options? Let's check the crime scene.
It's often the case that some clues are overlooked at the crime scene itself, which means we should give the stadium another sweep.
Oh, that's what he means. Oh yeah, we're talking about the murder. I'm still thinking about the kidnapping.
That's pretty good. Very professional prosecutor-like of you. And of course we'd go investigate if we hadn't just been tossed from there.
Right.
True, and Agent Lang is still conducting his investigation there.
Yeah, now get it together, will you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm just saying it would be nice if we could go back. It's been a week. All right then, to do our part, we should leave them alone and investigate somewhere else.
I believe... Okay, Kidnappers Hideout. That's where I really want to go.
The obvious location is the Kidnappers Hideout.
But we're still not allowed in, remember?
Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area.
Right, because they're at the stadium now. So maybe we can sneak on in?
In that case, there is no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in.
Hopefully. I need to hydrate. Yeah. Night Mage, what's up? How you doing? Welcome on in. We're investigating murder right after a kidnapping. So, you know, the old 1-2. Where there's a kidnapping, there's a murder. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully that's not like a logical conclusion all the time. With Ace Attorney, everything logically ends in a murder, so yes. Egg.
What do you have to report?
Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir.
Huh? Where have I heard such redundancy before? Huh.
Am I supposed to know this person?
Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside?
Sir, Roger, sir.
That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you to not allow me in?
Sir, that's true, sir, but Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir.
Oh, Gummy, pulling strings for us, wherever you are.
And I couldn't refuse a request from him.
Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. He sure does. Capcom, please bring him back into Ace Attorney.
Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir.
What's this? Hey!
That's the dude, that's the victim man. So that was his real name. Oliver Deacon. Male, 5'8", 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds. Nice. Dominant hand, right. Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Penitentiary Prison. Penitentiary. Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. Uh-oh, bang bang. We thought he might head for where his... something.
The man in this picture. Isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon?
I would like to think so.
But the name here says Colin Deveray.
That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. Music about the drop, boys. It appears that Colin Deveray was his real name. What's this? He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. Did they just not notice that the butler was gone for 10 years? No! Maybe he was operating under the name of Oliver Deacon. He was really escaped from prison the whole time.
What? Then what was he doing here?
Apparently, he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. There you go! Ooh, and this is why you do background checks when you employ someone.
Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore.
Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? Lord Examon, what's up? Colin Deveray is a palindrome of Oliver Deacon. No, not palindrome. You mean a anagram. Yeah, I was wondering where those names came from because they very obviously are meant to link up somehow. There you go. Nice. These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the Kidnappers Hideout.
Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first, think later.
Or, if you were Phoenix Wright, just investigate first, think at the very last minute when the judge tells you to come up with an answer to why the evidence doesn't line up. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer.
It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir.
I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Did someone leave?
Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room. So they got about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir.
Yeah, whatever happened to preserving a crime scene? I see. Pretty good. Not all felons are bad. The butler did it. Funny quote. Well, now the butler's dead, so what do we do? What do we do? How am I? I'm doing pretty good. I got an entire 7 hours of sleep, so I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had something good for dinner, let's say. I guess that means I got Agent Lang's leftovers. What did he have for dinner? Oh, pizza. I'm too refined for pizza. What kind of pizza does Edgeworth eat? I bet he eats, like, the fancy, authentic Italian style that's just like a slab of dough with barely any cheese on it, but it's, like, the freshest mozzarella you'll ever see with some really, really tasty tomato sauce. Yes! Well, let's see what we'll find. I hope he saved a slice for me. Yeah! March 13th, 2:55, Kidnappers Hideout. As for what I've been up to, just a quick update. I've already kind of said this, but I've been going old school and looking up what songs to put on this new iPod I modded. Looking up all the albums I used to listen to back in the mid-2000s, so forgive me if they contain the likes of, like, Linkin Park. You know, they were everywhere back then. In the end, it doesn't even matter. What is playing on my iPod right now? I'm testing the battery. I fully charged it, and it's like 3 times bigger than the original one, so it should last a long time. It is Daft Punk. Nice. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed.
Well, you were tied up for a while in the room next door.
Okay, please, must you bring that up again?
I'll take every opportunity I can to mention when you're tied up. The audience loves it.
Now then, let's get down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Begin investigation at the Kidnappers Hideout. It's okay. Or, you know, the costume bucket. You had some chicken wings. I wholeheartedly approve. I actually had some leftover Chinese food that I ordered the other day. I have some orange chicken. we tried a new place. I tried a new place, and it's interesting. Like, it's not bad. It's just not the flavor I expected. Like, the orange chicken tastes more like General Tso's or something. It tastes not sweet at all, which it was kind of... I kind of liked it, actually. You think Edgeworth eats pizza with a fork and knife? Oh, absolutely. That was never in question. Like, he cuts off tiny little pieces. Yeah, Daft Punk. Well, now it's playing Dracula by Gorillaz. Man, this is all a blast from the past. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. Yeah, I'm letting my iPod run, like, as long as it takes. Like, backlight fully on. I've been, like, cycling the battery, and the last 2 times it lasted 8, then 12 hours. Let's see how long it lasts this time. I'm supposed to get, like, 30 hours, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe it really takes a couple of tries to get to where it's supposed to be. Either that or I got a defective replacement battery. It's still way better than the original, though. That's so sad! For the costumes, they're Disneyland, they can get more. It costs like nothing to them. Oh wait, that's the Bad Badger's costume! Costume pieces. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. Yeah. But we knew that the Bad Badger's head was in the room that I was in. Let me double check that. Yeah, look, he's got the pants. Everybody knows that criminals wear pants. Everybody else, just in the buff, in the nude. They've got nothing to hide. Oh no. Da 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 da. Did somebody say gorillas? Oh yeah, I love the vocal stylings of Damon Albarn. It's interesting how their style has changed over the years. A lot of people don't like one of their, not the newest album, but like the second to newest, Humans. I like some of the songs on there. Album as a whole doesn't really feel like Gorillaz to me, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Okay, we checked that already. What else do we want to see? Dun 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 dun. The place near you does sesame chicken extra spicy. I love spicy food, but it kind of contradicts what I do for streaming because I can't voice act effectively after eating spicy stuff. I've made the mistake of streaming Danganronpa after eating spicy tofu. Oh, if I can find the archive for that, it's not gonna be pretty. Not gonna be pretty. A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have absolutely no interest in.
Yeah, but I do. And I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see.
Man, Kay is even more of a child than Maya is sometimes. And I love it. Look at her, the energy. You just don't see that in Maya's sprite. She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation. Looking on the bright side of things. Dusty Cougar used to listen to Dracula, then Rehash. Nice! Super Captain Danny Boy, hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're playing Ace Attorney. I've played it before, but I haven't in a long time. I'm discovering it all over again.
Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth!
It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Why is this here? And are they planning to repair it?
Watch out! You might get 7 years bad luck!
Oh, Kay, that's only if you break the mirror. I thought you were gonna tell me to watch out for broken shards of glass.
That too!
Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state.
Wow! Whoever lined these up did it perfectly! They're not even a single hair off!
I feel bad using these because I'd be like stealing the perfection away. Okay, feeling bad about stealing. That's a new one. I suppose it's more like you wouldn't want to be the one to put them away. To have to, like, I guess that might be like a thief's instinct. You want to leave a room exactly the way you found it so that people don't realize you've been there. But if it's perfect to begin with, that makes it harder. What have we here? Oh. Is it a real sword or maybe just a decoration? It looks like it's part of a statue, maybe.
Looks like a sword. A broken sword.
Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Maybe it's the one that got used to bonk Edgeworth on the head. I can only assume. Swords don't usually break on their own. Oh, don't you know? They're very unstable. Some of them just explode. It's an exploding sword, the world's most deadliest close-range combat weapon. That's true. You know, like when you put nails in a bat? Try exploding swords. Put explosives in your blade. Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Explosive sword, so like a claymore. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. You're the one that brought it up, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Welcome back, Night Mage. I hope you caught the answer to your question that I said. It's not very conducive to a conversation if you leave right after asking a question and then I answer it. That means I have to answer it again, so next time I might not. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Hey, baby, what's in these coffee cups? They look suspicious. Kay probably sat on the sword. That probably doesn't seem comfortable. Cheap styrofoam cups. Oh, Edward, are you too good for styrofoam cups? What do you drink out of? Your priceless, stainless steel samurai collector's mug? It costs $300 at Steel Samurai Land, I bet. And what was it? What was the name of the studio that did Steel Samurai from Phoenix Wright 1? I forget already. It's probably like that is this world's version of Universal Studios. Like you can go on a tour, I believe.
Looks like only 3 cups were used.
So maybe that points to the amount of kidnappers. Or at least people involved in it. Cheap styrofoam cups. Oh, same thing. Exploding sword would be a surprise in a duel. Although I believe it might cause the duel to end in a tie. And I don't think there'll be enough people left over from the duel to make a do-over. I wonder what this key is to.
You got me.
It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. Doesn't quite look like it.
That's it! It must be the key for one of those trapdoors!
That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. So it's a booby trap. And Kay, you are the booby.
Hey! But isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one?
I am not having this conversation with you. It's entirely too silly, even for him. Nice. What else is going on here? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. Yeah, and there are 3 chairs, just like there's 3 cups.
There are 3 chairs set around the table.
Well, we got 2 pieces of logic that both have the number 3, so I'm guessing they go together. Take the exploding sword, as long as you point it away from yourself and towards the opponent. I guess that goes for a lot of weaponry. Makes sense. A poster of Gatewater Land is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige. Gatewater Land has it all, and it's waiting for you. I would not hire Edgeworth to be the voice of any Gatewater Land commercials. It's not especially catchy, is it? I don't know how, but it might even be on purpose, but the Ace Attorney games keep finding ways to screw over the localizers of the first game. They made so many decisions that just end up biting them in the butt. Like calling the hotel in the first game Gatewater Hotel. Like, haha, it's a reference to the Watergate scandal, even though the name in Japanese is a completely different joke. And now it doesn't make sense that this theme park is named after the Watergate scandal, but here we are. This must be the door to where we were. Beyond this door
is where the kidnappers held you after getting the jump on you.
Must you keep reminding me? Well, he set her up. Edward, you set yourself up for that one.
But it's the room where I got to see your awesome face.
He does like to say that sound a lot. Even go back to Ace Attorney 1. That's like one of his favorite things. Phoenix goes, objection! Edgeworth goes, no! You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. Oh ho. So does this trap door lead to the same tunnels?
Hey, there's a trap door in this room too.
It's not a trap door, it's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay.
I know that.
The door leading to the outside world was locked, so Lance must have escaped in his prison through here, thereby giving us the clue. A sign advertising the photo rally, something I have oh, I did this already. Well, let's see what happens if we combine the two clues. Assuming that there were 3 kidnappers, or at least 3 people in the know involved. Yeah, so let's just put these together. They might fit, they might not. Let's see. There we go. The common denominator between the cups and the folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, wow, Edgeworth, you can count. 1, 2, 3 kidnappers. The number of missing costumes is also 3.
Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers.
Since when? Like there was one that supposedly shot the other one, but there could always be 3. Indeed, something isn't adding up. Literally. Is it possible that there's a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? Or maybe Lance is involved in his own kidnapping. Maybe it was a plot to, like, get money out of his own dad. I feel like I've heard that plot before. Or maybe, like, I'm accidentally spoiling this game. I don't remember. I don't remember how it goes. But I would so love if that's the case. These probably have nothing to do with each other. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of fun. But the voice changer program, which I made sure is not on before I started the stream, they updated with some new voices. And I can't wait to use some of them. Because one, they'll fit in this situation. We got one that sounds like the Jigsaw Killer from Saw. The icon even looks like him. Miles Edgeworth, you say that you uphold the law, but I've heard that you'll do anything that it takes to get a guilty verdict. How much of your past do you want to ignore, Miles? How much are you willing to let go of? It may be less than you think. I didn't even turn on the filter. Let's do that again.
Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor, upholder of justice. Are you really that good of a person, Miles? Are you? Prove it. Escape this room. There's evidence all over, and it reminds you of your past. You're a portable earthquake.
I just ruined that. What if I apply the filter in post? No one will ever know. There's also a new T-Pain filter. I'm on a boat. That's how that song goes, right?
And if I wanted to be Stephen Hawking, I can turn on this brain filter. It is a better robot voice than ever before.
All right, enough about me. What else do we see in here? I would love to check that cow skull up there, but I don't think I can. Looks like we got this area too. All right, we out. We outie. Do 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 do. Can definitely hear the saw, dude. Barrels?
Ooh, they have barrels just like these outside.
Yes, and?
Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them?
Lots and lots of cats. There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash. Nothing interesting. He'll just say, like, Gumshoe's missing salary. Like, oh, look, the door's broken. Right, the door is thoroughly broken thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Oh, maybe the sword must have been propping the door closed. That's what was going on. Crazy Jigsaw. I've only actually seen the first Saw movie. And, I called the twist of that movie before it actually got revealed, and my friend got so mad at me for spoiling it But I'm like, I've never seen it before. I was just guessing.
That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up.
I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. If it was Gumshoe, we wouldn't have needed 9 more. He's a strong lad.
Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent.
But how is that possible after what the officer told us?
Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the lock itself should be completely wrecked.
They got the lockpicking lawyer to do it. Oh, another case involving locks. So the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How could that be? But maybe it was set up to quote-unquote lock itself, but really barricade itself after it was closed from the outside. Whoever was in here before just left with a key? Maybe. The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful of where you step, Kay.
I only fell into that other opening once, you know.
And Old Bag was down there. Man, I made that joke and then the game just did it for me by actually putting Old Bag into this case. Looks like the same, just the same dialogue. Bum 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 bum. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to logic together the sword and the doorknob. There's something about the Edgeworth games that makes it easy to tell when I've quote unquote hit a dead end. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes in the Phoenix Wright games, I'm not sure if like I have everything I need to progress. Like, I need to show evidence to this person, but do I have it? In this game, it's like I've looked at everything in this room. Like clearly I have everything I need. So let's put together the sword and the doorknob because I already figured that out myself. Yeah, baby. You watched the first 3 Saws. They were okay. You liked the first a lot. After that, it got repetitive. I would imagine, like, how many Saw movies are there? 8? I think they rebooted at some point, too. You don't do horror movies or games. Well, you might have to get used to it. I know I usually don't do this, but I think it's been long enough for my stream that it makes sense. October, coming up very soon, and I'm going to make it a scary game month. I'm not going to go, like, every single game I'll play is scary, especially if we end up playing Pajama Sam during that. Hey, Pajama Sam is plenty scary. But I will definitely put more of a focus on horror-themed games. Like, usually my thing is to play Luigi's Mansion, but we're out of those games, so I gotta figure something else out. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock, and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time.
But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open.
A door that was locked tight, despite it not being locked at all? It can only be because of this. This!
Oh, you mean...
Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. Look. Where's the door hole? It's right there. I was gonna cut it out later. Do you see how the handle is completely destroyed?
So that's how the sword broke.
Yeah, baby. Broken prop sword. Da-da-da-da-da. There are 7 or 8 Saws. They're trying to go as long as Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. It's almost funny to me how campy horror movies became over time. Like, they know they have cliches, so that they just ended up starting to lean into them. That's cool. That's cool. It almost makes Halloween or just scary movies feel like holiday movies. Like Christmas movies. Most of them have the same kind of either plot or message about respecting your loved ones and being close during winter and all that stuff. But it doesn't matter. It's just you want something that you know is gonna put you in that holiday spirit. And with scary movies, it's something that's super gory or unsettling. I don't know. I never watched that many horror movies myself. Again, I've only seen the first Saw. I've only seen, like, The Ring, and that's about it. But someday I need to get up to speed on my, movie culture. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead, we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. Ah! Woo! That is creepy. I legitimately got surprised. Look at these eyes, Mr. Funko Pop Badger. Ah! Whoa, what is it?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct?
What are you doing suddenly popping out of a secret entrance like that?
This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it on our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first, and then we'll talk, okay? Ah, I beg your pardon, miss.
We never see who this guy is, I believe, but I know who it is.
Proto Badger, get! All right, only one more to go.
Kill the badger. Don't kill the badger. He's a good guy, supposedly. I just don't understand why the proto badger is a character in this. Like I said last time, it's like they took the old Mickey Mouse costumes and made them his own separate character. You'll try your best to soldier on through Halloween. Well, we'll see. We'll see what games I actually end up playing. I promise not to play anything too scary. Just like, you know, the usual jump scary games. Maybe SCP Containment Breach, because I actually enjoy that game. There are 7 Saw movies. The 8th was called Jigsaw. Ah, I see. There's one called Spiral? Huh. I wonder if it has any relation to the Junji Ito novel Uzumaki, which just means spiral. Yeah, that doesn't bother me, Night Mage. A sadistic mastermind unleashes... Okay, oh wait, we got trailer voice going on. Hold on. This summer, a sadistic mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in Spiral, the terrifying new chapter from the Book of Saw. Working in the shadow of an esteemed police veteran, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, they're putting celebrities in, huh? Although I think Saw already always had celebrities. Brash detective Ezekiel Zeke Banks, Chris Rock, and his rookie partner, Max Minghella, take charge of a grisly investigation into murders that are eerily reminiscent of the city's gruesome past. Well, we'll see. I need to catch up on all the movies. What are you getting excited about? What are you?
Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! See, look! Now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done!
Well, we have his body over here. Maybe that counts. Ah, yes. I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. Wamp, 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 wamp. You just gotta let him go. You might be a witness.
What? It's gone! But where did it go?
Huh? What happened? What's wrong?
A Bad Badger costume is missing, sir. Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it. I heard about how they were stolen. But they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken.
What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little more about these costumes you use. We're interviewing a Funko Pop. This is amazing. I don't... Like, a lot of people don't like Funko Pops. I'm indifferent to them, but I will buy one if it's, like, the only figure available for a specific property. Like, Shantae. Speaking of which, Shantae coming up on limited run games tomorrow on an open pre-order. Go buy it. They're making Game Boy Advance. They're making actual Game Boy Color cartridges. It's so cool. I can finally get my hands on that game. But there's a Shantae Funko Pop, and it exists, and I have one. But anyway, yeah, they have these huge creepy eyes that definitely turn a lot of people off. Can you pay me to just talk like the Proto Badger 24/7? Oh no, not the Proto Badger, the movie trailer voice. I can make it a point redemption. That's the best I can do. Unlike that pawn shop TV show. Best I can do is channel point redemption. But you know, I could also do the Proto Badger. What do you mean by a Bad Badger costume is missing?
Why, just what I said, sir. We are 1 Bad Badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all time.
at all times.
Okay, so because one of them is walking around in the park,
The other should be in that room. Or, you know, the one in the dumpster right there?
actually, both of them should be in that room.
Huh?
What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the Bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have a good setup right now for zooming in, but I really want to just... Nah, that doesn't work. I really just... Here's what I can do. I just really want to call attention to this, this lad right here. This proto-badger. Look, I'm gonna save the image. This is worth it. It's times like these I kind of wish that I had... XSplit, not OBS. You have to pay for it, but it lets you just zoom in on arbitrary parts of the screen really quickly. Dun 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 dun. Sephiroth! Okay. I'm just gonna leave this somewhere, and if somebody notices, then that's their problem. Why do they keep this around? Nah, that covers the screen a little bit. Let's put that a little bit right there. Right there. OBS is frozen. It's cursed. Wow. We're losing our souls as we speak. There we go. It's wonderful.
It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks...
I lost the voice.
Proto-Badger! Proto-Badger! It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks havoc around in the park. And the other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir.
I'm speechless that such a show exists.
Wouldn't the kids feel scared? Well, sir, I was trying to explain to you that the only time we use that costume. Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the Bad Badger?
This photo rally is rigged. Proto Badger stared into the void for so long, he became it. It's never a good idea to mess with things beyond my power. That's my secret, Captain. Everything I do is beyond my power. The stream just runs itself because of all these ancient curses just floating around. So easy. August Matt, what's up? You don't understand this game. Well, think of it like Persona, but not really. Not really at all. We're investigating murders and whatnot, so... And we're in Disneyland. That's all you need to know for now. I did a whole I could go into a whole summary of what's happened so far, but I need to keep the pace going. Someone's been found dead, and we have to find out why. We're in a theme park. These are basically Mickey Mouse. All of them.
Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to the showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir?
All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Does that mean one of them was wearing one costume and then switched out for another? We only know there are 3 kidnappers, though.
Then, are you saying that there are 4 kidnappers?
No, I don't think that's very likely.
Oh?
Look all the costumes for a minute.
The stolen ones, you mean?
Ooh. Anime. What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? I mean, besides the fact that one of the costumes still is here?
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink badger costume instead?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe the culprits needed 2 bad badger costumes, but the question is, why? They wanted to do a switch off, eh? Yeah. I love that this game just kind of stops sometimes. Like, it really wants you to know, like, yeah, we won't do anything else until you, at the very least, put things together. Unaccounted for bad badger and the costume pieces. Well, this one was pretty obvious. We knew it was here. Shoo! The second bad badger costume! I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. Is that really a revelation? Hey, chat, question of the day. What is your favorite badger? Do you like the proto badger, the bad badger, the blue badger, or the pink badger? And tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartache. We're starting a vote right now. If there's a mod in chat, start a straw poll.
Huh? What do you mean?
The Wisconsin badger. You know, probably better than all of them combined. But does he have a gun, though? The costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it's wearing some very telltale pants? Trousers?
Hey, you're right! Let's get it out of there and take a look.
It's the only one wearing pants. Is that a hole in its hand? Sprint, welcome back. You got food? What did you get? Is it good? Are you eating it right now? As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume!
Well, minus the head.
If only we found one. The Hufflepuff badger. Yeah. Hufflepuff House is like one of those things where you would think it'd be unpopular just by looking at the media itself. But then you talk to people in real life who like take those Harry Potter quizzes, or you just like go off of the merchandise you see, and Hufflepuff ends up being like either the most popular or just the nicest looking. Like you go to Universal Studios, you buy all the souvenirs, like I legitimately believe the Hufflepuff looks the most stylish. It looks like real university wear, you know?
Well, minus the head.
Blue badger, just the normal one. Hey, what's wrong with the proto badger? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny, especially this one.
Curses, you're mobile and can't poll.
It's okay, Sprint. I know there's a pole in your heart. Your favorite is the, is the badger covering Edward's face. What do you mean? That's just his face. Don't stare too deeply, you might lose your soul. That's why the two holes are just two abysses. They just take any joy that happened to come close to them and siphon them out of your body. I wonder why this bad badger costume's right hand is torn up like that. I wasn't looking at his right hand.
Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the blue badger. 'Tis but a flesh wound. I always knew the blue badger was one ferocious beast.
I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay. I don't know. Actual badgers are pretty vicious. Ravenclaw. So I've taken quizzes. I've taken the official Harry Potter quiz. And it kind of sucks because like my usual result is a three-way tie between Gryffindor, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw. So I'm like, what does that mean? I'm everything but a Hufflepuff? Oh man! I'm everything but the one that people think is unconventionally cool, which means I'm lame. Well, whatever it means, I'm just going to choose myself. You know, that's a thing that can happen, right? The Sorting Hat's just like, it reads your thoughts. And Harry Potter just said, not Slytherin, not Slytherin. He's like, okay, not Slytherin, gosh. Kid. If I just think Ravenclaw real hard, I can say Chicken Claw. And that's it, that's me. Speaking of Monty Python and the Holy Grail for just a bit, actually. Here's your daily dose of recovered treasure from that iPod I was talking about. For those not in the know, I bought an iPod off eBay. The seller did not wipe it, so I have some history on there, some stuff that's been there since like 2008, 9, 10. And there was this. Well, let me pause this. There's a lot of clips from movies, and here's it's an entire file of quotes from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. There's also the one with, like, the Frenchman who says, I fart in your general direction, or something like that. Why not? Why not? I don't know what this If this guy just listened to his iPod on shuffle, he would like hear music only like a third of the time. So weird. I would like to meet the guy at some point. What else is here? Like, we saw the grip in the hand, but maybe something by the neck? No. Funny thing, I only watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail for the first time on my birthday, like 3 or 4 years ago. And it's almost the anniversary of that, because my birthday is on the 13th, and it's currently the 10th. I should dig out that DVD. I'm down to watch it again.
Look, its hand is hurt.
Huh? It looks more like something was ripped off of it. Oh, you don't think the gun on the costume is just part of it? Yeah, that way he can just, that way, because the costumes are just like stubby hands. Right, yeah. Like, you couldn't actually hold something with those. Was it a real gun this whole time? That seems very irresponsible. Scored some Monty Python clips. Ah, yeah. I wonder why this bad... anything else? I can probably deduce. Let's see. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Well, I don't have a missing gun. But I know Colin Devereaux had a gun. Does that go together? I don't think so. I don't think I can deduce just yet. For the first point, let's see if I can combine it with the head, because this just makes sense. Eureka! This is a clear contradiction of the facts, not a contradiction. Okay, just wondering. Yesterday was Aegis' birthday in Persona 3. How does a robot have a birthday? I'm not gonna ask the question. I need to finish Persona 3 before I really ask that. I bet we just know that she was created on September 9th. Even though it's still a contradiction, right? Or it might not be.
You're acting really weird, Mr. Edgeworth. Just tell me if it's a contradiction or not.
Oh, my apologies.
Have I deduced that the gun is missing? Look, I have a good feeling it is. I just don't know what evidence proves it. Let me just... Probably the little pamphlet that shows all the badgers then? Yeah, that's it.
I believe what we have here is an inconsistency.
Huh? Between what?
The gun.
Don't tell me that the gun is just the exact same model as, like, Mike Meekins' pistol. How? That is so irresponsible that a theme park costume uses a real gun. Oh yeah, it's totally secure. It's glued to the costume. No. So dudes, how you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome to the criminal investigation. Somebody got murdered. It was with a gun. And apparently this world's version of Disneyland has costumes that just have weaponry attached to their hands. Pretty good. You're welcome. I knew the answer, I just didn't know which thing went with it.
Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be.
Huh. Oh, the gun!
Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However... You there! Did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand?
No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume.
As I thought, the rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto Badger, the gun is, of course, not a functioning weapon, correct? Mr. Proto Badger? Why are you being so silent?
Absolutely not, sir. It's just a mortar gun.
Absolutely. Instance number 2 today of the localizers kind of screwing themselves over.
However, it can fire blanks.
Those are still deadly. Guys, don't fool around with blanks in a gun. They still have enough force from the gunpowder alone to kill somebody at point blank. So just because it's not safe.
We need to use them for the stage show.
It seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. Okay, so they're not gonna point out the absolutely. The person that is in this costume had a very distinct speech pattern in the Japanese version that they only kind of kept in the English. Again, they never thought he'd make a return, and yet pretty much the only thing you can recognize him from is the way he said absolutely. I'll give you guys a guess if you even remember. If you played Ace Attorney 1, you might know. You're just chilling. How's my day going? My day is going pretty good. Pretty good. I got some good stuff done. I got some sleep for once in my life, and I listened to some chill mid-2000s tunes. If you guys have any recommendations for music I should listen to, either video game soundtracks, I'll probably know those more than actual artists, then let me know, because I'm looking to put some stuff on my iPod, and I'm serious about that. Didn't the actor who played the Crow die that way? Probably, maybe? I know actors have actually died that way, and it's very sad that people just make these mistakes out of assumptions. Like, you gotta spread the word that real accidents can happen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember something about that, Sprint. Can't you just use a fake gun that makes a loud pop sound? I think these days, they use, like, special pyrotechnics. Like, if you go to Disneyland and see, like, the fireworks show, not the main one, but the one that happens on, like, Tom Sawyer Island, and, like, Mickey Mouse comes up with the Fantasia outfit, and he shoots fire from his hands. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking about with, like, pyrotechnics. I forget what it's called, but I actually like that one a lot more than the regular fireworks show. I know, if you happen to know Disneyland, I live in California, so, you know, I've been there quite a few times. But it's a really nice show. What was my point? My point is they have a lot, they're known to have a lot of, like, safety measures in place and, like, fallbacks so that people stay safe. There's a part in that show where all these Disney characters come out on a on the boat. I forget what the boat is called. On the Mark Twain boat. And they're all there and they're, like, dancing and waving streamers. But they have to, like, hide inside the boat or, like, go away before the fireworks come out, because then it'll rain on them. If you'll notice, there is a character dressed up as the Little Mermaid, Ariel, on that boat, and she can't easily hide from the fireworks, so they drape her in a fireproof blanket. It's just really funny when you know these things and you look for it happening. Alright, okay. What's up, Axeman? How you doing? Welcome on in. There's a gun stolen from a costume, and it's very important, apparently. It seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. Gun. Bang, bang.
Investigation complete.
I think we're about done with this room.
So, what's next?
Well, we found a few answers, but there are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay.
Okay.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We doing smart stuff. 13, 344, 34, Wild Wild West. Da-da-da. Blanks are dangerous because the bullet is designed to break apart, so sometimes you get hit by a real big chunk, the core rod. It's basically because a blank bullet is a real bullet without the bullet part. I know nothing about guns, so this is just what I know from... This is what I know from, like, magic tricks, like Penn and Teller. They have a trick where they fire bullets at each other. It's a trick, by the way, don't try that at home. And they somehow catch it in each other's teeth. Really fun. I love their shows, but I'm sure nobody has really figured out how that trick works. But I feel like I heard an explanation from somebody on a YouTube video of that trick, about how blank bullets work. They still have, like, the gunpowder and everything, so they still look like a bullet's firing. It still ejects, like, stuff out. And it's usually, like, like the powder itself, like the hot gases that still expand and make the flash. So that's how they're still able to look like a gun.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Gumshoe! Maximus doing good, chilling. Hey, you deserve it. We had a fun time playing Crystal Chronicles yesterday, and I feel like we went for a long time. It was good playing with you. I'm so glad I finally get to finish Crystal Chronicles. I hope you've been chilling. August Matt recommends an Argentinian band, Soda Stereo. Sounds delicious, actually. And Eve. Okay, I'll look it up.
You gotta hurry, sir. Come on.
What is it, detective?
They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir.
What?
Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing?
Bingo. That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now. If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir.
All right.
Edward, is your voice okay? You went a little high-pitched there. All right, let's make haste to the main gate. Running. Edward would never sweat. Actually exerting effort? Huh. You'd tell Gumshoe to carry him in his big, strong arms. Yeah. We did go pretty late playing Crystal Chronicles, but it's basically the childhood, or not maybe childhood, the young adulthood I was deprived of not being able to play the game all the way. I played it as a kid with some neighbor friends, but they weren't that great at video games. And you know, it's a co-op game, so the weakest link will weigh you down. March 13th, 3:45, Gatewaterland, main gate. So if you know nothing about Ace Attorney, it's filled with puns, bad jokes, and you know, that's why it's my kind of game. You may notice that this Disneyland analog is named Gatewaterland, like the Watergate Hotel. There's a story about that. But it involves a reference to the first game. Go play it sometime, Maximin, you'd love it. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe?
Just on the other side of the fountain, sir.
Okay, how did they miss that? Hey, another pendant!
Was it out here in the open all along?
No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. They also found a Charmander.
Gumshoe, that's impossible. Charmanders aren't available in the wild.
They are in this region, sir. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly.
Then let's get down to it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I like to think that's what he says to himself in every game. Like, at the beginning of a trial, he's about to face off against Phoenix. I won't rest until I've investigated every suspicious nook and cranny. That's why he does so many autopsies. So, what do we have here?
Oh, it's another pendant. That's 2 treasures in one day. How lucky is that?
Okay, you are not allowed to take these. They're police property and you've already stolen it. Come on, give it back.
Give what back?
I'll just take it later. ThankTube was playing Crystal Chronicles with your mom and sister. Wow, I'm jealous that you have a family that plays video games with you. My dad used to play games when I was a kid, but he kind of just lost time over time. He got old, but he still plays games these days, but more like Clash of Clans on his phone. Once a gamer, always a gamer, I guess.
And hey, this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too.
Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... hold it right there. Oh, Wolf Boy? Yeah. Look at how cool he is. How do those sunglasses even work? I think they just attach to his temples. Like, through pure stickiness. They probably have, like, little gel pads on them. You're playing a detective game. It's called Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner. Hey, but Persona 4 is also a detective game, isn't it? It's actually more like Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh.
Like zoinks!
Your dad's against video games and he removed pinball from his computers at XP. Oh no! I'm sorry for laughing, but that's hilarious. Going through the effort to... I mean, I know how he feels. I absolutely destroy Candy Crush on site whenever I install Windows on a friend's computer. Anytime a friend tells me to build them a computer, I'm like, yeah, sure. First thing I do when I launch it, Candy Crush, delete. Guys, if you have Candy Crush on your computer right now, and you don't play it, delete it, because it runs in the background. It is wasting your computer's energy. It literally is. It's just sitting there collecting data or whatever. There's more to it than that. It's not like just paranoia stuff, but it actually does run in the background. Anyway, here's a cool wolf boy. Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? How do I yell as Edgeworth? His voice doesn't lend him to it. Argon! A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren Pops? But no. Lauren! Hey, it's a name that's engraved on this. Lauren Deveray. Well, okay, the game's just gonna say Miss Pops' pendant. Oh, hi, look, it's Miss Pops. We have you now, Miss Kidnapper.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, I didn't come up with a voice for Lance. His dad sounds like Lance Amano.
Lolly. I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers.
No.
Lolly, I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Lance! You're kidding! Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers?
That's what we just said, but I don't think it's true. Oh, she's admitting it. What is going on here? I'm so confused.
Yes. It was me. I held Lance hostage.
That explains how she knows. Giving up so easily. This is not an Ace Attorney game. She's supposed to, like, deny it at least three testimonies worth. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Wait a minute. Horse? Wings. Didn't we hear the keyword Pegasus earlier? Oh, what was this? Lauren D is engraved into this pendant. She did say her father went missing. I see they wrote out her first name, but why just the D? Maybe it's the result of poor planning?
I guess. Well, at least if I had to shorten my name, I could just make it K. Faraday. That way, even if you just sounded it out, it would still say my name, K. Faraday.
I suppose if I had to do the same, I would rather it be abbreviated as Medgeworth. Miles E.
Hold on. I think you should just abbreviate it as M.E. Get it?
I don't get it. Who would have thought that this little pendant could stir up such a strange conversation? Aren't we in the middle of something, though? Dun 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 dun. Hey, guys, case closed. Get the car ready, and I mean the special one for this young lady.
Hold it!
The one with the bars. Again, Mr. Prosecutor. What is it this time? Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? I am surprised how easily she gave up, considering that she could even just argue, hey, my last name doesn't start with a D. She's probably Lauren Deveray, like, easily enough. Oh, even the profile changed. Conspired with Deacon to kidnap Lance. Thank Twig's mom has her own Switch. Wow, nice. Your dad plays Super Mario from NES. My dad played Super Mario while I was still in the womb. Some say that like when you play music to a fetus, it like ends up learning from that song. I must have learned how to play Mario. Interesting. Families that play together stay together. Hopefully. Weenie, what's up? We found that Lauren Pops is Lauren D, even though we kind of just assumed it. I don't know, I'm just going with it. How you doing? 19, so young. Don't. I'm about to be 29 in 3 days. Oh. Are you proposing that Miss Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? Wait, she murdered her own dad? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So, Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. Cleared as easily as he was as accused. Colin's off to bed. Have a good night. Sleep well. Thick patch. Nice thick. Thanks for coming on by, dude. Sup? And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Well, I've known to be wrong in the past.
Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon?
Don't.
Yes. I killed him. I can't believe it.
Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's much too early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We've got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Edgeworth must have a really good point because his theme music is playing. By the way, Interpol agents don't have the power to address people? Arrest people. Do they not? How are they supposed to stop people from escaping? I guess leave it up to the locals? Lauren Pops!
Yes?
I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder.
But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer.
Okay, theory. She is protecting Lance because he's actually involved in the killing. And she doesn't want him to go to jail.
Isn't that enough?
It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that is the truth, and we're going to have to confiscate those scissors. Who knows what you might do with that? Breakdown animation, cutting off her own hair? Possibly. Now then, will you tell us the truth? The whole truth or nothing but the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? That was the sound of her licking the lollipop, by the way. I've had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as the losing mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear about all the evil deeds you committed today. Let's go. Oh, look at this background. It's the gate and everything. Miss Pops' confession. How you doing, by the way, Wendy? Hope you're doing well. You haven't missed much. We met up with Mr. Butler from Ace Attorney 1. If you guys guessed that, then you are right, and also very good at remembering characters. The Butler from Ace Attorney 1 inside, not the Butler, the Bellboy, rather. Inside the Proto-Badger costume. Absolutely! I need to remember to use that voice if I ever replay Ace Attorney 1. Again. Lauren's sprites disturb you. A lot of characters in the Ace Attorney games have kind of messed up hurt sprites. Like, if you look at Mike Meekins in Ace Attorney 1, like, he straight up, like, chokes himself and his neck is just left, his head is left dangling on his neck. It's so disturbing. Oh,
The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was the butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano will pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me.
but what were the circumstances behind that? Tell me more. There, are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth?
Yes, it is.
If that's the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there is something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. Yeah. Proto Badger, he just like zoops up from the little trap door. And I legitimately jumped at that. Because of my DS emulator. I'm just gonna say emulator. Because my emulator plays the game like almost full screen. So like the game is huge and I just see the little soulless eyes of the Proto Badger just zoop. It was definitely not what I was expecting. Oh boy. Okay, so let's do the Ace Attorney thing. Let's press everything.
Hold it!
Starting with the second one. You mean my DS? Yes, my DS. It's a DS acting like a DS, therefore it is emulating itself. You knew? Metal Gear, you knew? How did you know something like that?
Oh no, what should I do?
Okay, what's wrong with it now?
Come on, isn't it obvious? You're making your scary face again, that's why.
Oh, yes, so scary. Sorry, let me take off that scary face.
I don't know, Mr. Edgeworth, that's kind of worse.
Deception.
Why don't you try asking her in a nicer, more gentle way? No, stop it, Lauren. You're always like this. You always fall for the stern-looking one. That's why you'll always be unhappy.
And Edgeworth has worked his charms without even knowing it. That's how we do. It's the cravat. It catches all of his hormones and just pheromones, all just wafts in the wind.
Or maybe that's it. She's been bewitched by your icy glare.
Mind your own business, Kay. Now then, Miss Pops, let's continue with your testimony.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, now I want to go press the first one. Hold on. Like, this is why it's good to press everything anyway, because sometimes it's required, sometimes you get dialogue you'd miss otherwise. Oh wait, oops. Back, go. Let's go. Bump.
Hold it!
Mr. Deacon was behind everything. The butler did it. How well did you know the victim?
I've spoken with him only a few times at Lance's house.
A few times, that's it?
Yes?
Yeah, likely story. If they only met a few times, I don't see how they could have trusted each other. Well, that would be why there was a betrayal, right?
But if you hardly ever talked, then how could he trust you not to steal his plan?
That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning, which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena?
Yes. However, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself.
Ha! I bet he didn't see that one coming.
What a strange couple those two are. Speaking of the cravat, Lang will say something if you answer something wrong and he quips back. Oh? Oh? I'ma try it. First chance I get. Or maybe if I press with the wrong evidence. I'm not sorry, press present. Hold it! Hold it! It works! Yeah! So good. Why did you believe that?
Anyone who knows Mr. Amano would think the same. I bet Lance is that old man's greatest treasure.
Everything's in the terms of treasure to UK. Are you just Morgana from Persona 5? In an alternate shell? Of course, of course, of course! A great thief! It all makes sense! I suppose he would like to be a doting father like Mr. Amano. He would be to a doting father like Mr. Amano.
I always figured that was it too. And I was always envying so Lance for it. Oh, because your dad's. I got this pendant from my father. And I believe that as long as I have this, I'll find my father again someday. He'll welcome me into his arms riding on the back of Pegasus.
That pendant. She must truly believe it to be the wings of Pegasus. Uh-oh. You can't remember which testimony in particular. I don't even know if it might be like this exchange or maybe in the future, because Lang is a reoccurring character.
Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money...
Would you mind telling us a little about the plan itself?
Well, first we captured Lance. Ooh, how did you do that? Well, Mr. Deacon did that on his own, so I don't quite know. Bah. And here I thought you knew how to steal people away.
I shudder to think what she would do with that knowledge. Lance is a treasure. She had it in her mind this whole time. She's gonna infiltrate Mr. Amano's palace, send the calling card, steal his treasure, and change his heart. She's just a phantom thief this whole time. Okay, I knew I could trust you.
Sorry, I don't really know, but somehow Mr. Deacon was able to contain him. All we had to do after that was wait for the ransom to be paid, but...
It might be this argument. When I think of what to present something to, I might do the wrong thing on purpose.
Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me!
Why do you think he did? And with what?
I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Miss Potts.
Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning? Was that ever really likely to happen? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Always. I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely.
Huh?
I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you.
But why? We were total strangers! It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money.
Well, I would like to have a little more faith in people than that. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? Come on, even the streamer figured that out immediately.
What do you mean?
You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you with this piece of evidence. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. So it's either his pendant or her pendant. But I'm gonna present this gun. Take that! Miss Pops! You don't know, do you? But this piece of evidence will tell you exactly who you really are. You are a gun. You are not a gun.
Looking at it, I still don't feel anything within me at all.
I mean, same.
Now I really feel like I don't know anything.
I mean, same. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you sure the one who doesn't know anything isn't you? I guess this wasn't it. Latronics, what's up? Welcome. Hope you're not too late. Well, I mean, it's never too late to enjoy some Edgeworth Cravat action. How you doing tonight? Hope you're well. Alright, I should calm down and listen to Miss Pops' testimony once more. I know what I'm supposed to do. I see kidnappers also weep when they get stabbed in the back, even as you betray the one that you claim to love the most.
No, you don't understand.
What's there to understand? Oh, what's wrong, Kay?
I can't believe she was betrayed. I kind of feel sorry for her.
I feel a little sorry for her too. However, I also wish she would tell us the whole truth. This is gonna be real depressing if she ended up killing her own father. Because there is something that seems a bit... Let's go. It might not be this one then. We were looking for a specific failure dialogue. But if you're just coming on in, welcome. We're playing Ace Attorney Investigations. I played it before. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it all over again. Like I said, the best way to play Ace Attorney. Play it, forget it, and then play it again. You can figure out the puzzles all over again, and then finally appreciate these characters' personalities as they unfold right in front of you. So good. Why do you think he did? I already read this. Go, 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 go. When do you ever not raise an objection in a Phoenix Wright game? Come on. Do. It was a wrong answer dialogue. Is it from this one, though? I'm sorry, but I don't think what you just claimed is all that likely. Oh, not a wrong evidence one, I see. Well, we'll see when we come to it. This proves that Mr. Deacon wouldn't have been able to kill you. Dun 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 dun!
Why are you showing this to me?
So, what about the pendant? This horse pendant, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are. The gun! No.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree?
Hey, you're right. They're the same color and they're even made of the same material.
I believe that these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try? Ooh, pretty. I love how you can still tell that it's polygonal, because they're just screenshots of the model.
Wow, it's totally Pegasus.
Oops. It sure is.
But why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's?
You're a smart lady. I'm sure you can imagine why that might be.
No, that can't be.
So the two make a set. It's just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well. I will show you with this evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. Uh-oh. The fact that it has Colin Deveray on it. Pegasus, my favorite Beyblade. There's a Beyblade called Pegasus. What does it do? Does it fly? I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Beyblade that actually like hovers off the ground. That'd be such a cool anime thing to do. Let me look at these closely. Real name history, check for details. Let's just check it. He has a wife and daughter. Like, I know I'm supposed to prove that he's her father. But, like, do I do that with the Deveray dossier? Do we do that with the murder notes? Let's just try stuff. Let's say with the dossier.
Take that.
There you go. Do the... I just read that just now. Maybe it's this one. Well, too late. Oops. Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, and the name that is etched on this horse pendant. What? An alias? I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon somehow in order to live. And it makes sense, given that what is written is in Mr. Deveray's dossier. Can I like rewind the emulator? I don't think I can. I can save a state. Best I can do. No rewinds here. But what I really wanted to point out was this. I mean, if you have the screenshot, that'd be great. Hold on, if you want to post it, let me permit you. Permit? And then you can go ahead and post it, Weedy. Wait a minute, wrong one. There you go. The specific section is what reveals the true meaning behind those pendants. Am I just gonna get everything wrong right now? It's his face! Get it wrong on purpose. I'm sure I'm not the only one who recognizes this face. Don't they look exactly like each other? Down to the mustache and the gray hair. I guess they don't really look like each other at all. Isn't that the murder victim? Precisely. And don't tell me that's it. I still have yet to figure it all out. The truth is buried in here somewhere. I just need to read it in a little bit more detail. Yeah, the daughter.
Take that!
Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Bumps.
That's a lie! That person was not my father!
He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he was in hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Oh. You still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man would allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? Hey. And what is so funny, Agent Lang? I just remembered. Why did the chicken cross the road? Oh, your American jokes are so hilarious. You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? I learned from the best. A certain spiky-haired defense attorney. What are you trying to say? I swear we're not a thing. Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Also, that's hypocritical much. You've come up with another possibility, and now you're calling it the truth. Persona 4 after November be like, what do you mean? I'll grant you that the two of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible that they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? So, this is his version of how things might have been. You don't have any proof that either one didn't know of their true relationship, right?
You mean they knowingly committed the kidnapping as father and daughter?
That's right. As one really rotten family. Wow, how sweet. Is it really what happened? I'd better take a long, hard look at the evidence. Oops. Weenie, it took a little too long to post that link. Yeah, the permit only lasts for 60 seconds. Let me do that again. Another possibility. Lang, you don't have any proof that they did. This is Ace Attorney. Apparently, the entire burden of proof is on me. Every single time. I mean, like, normally in the Ace Attorney games, Edgeworth is prepared. He does have all the evidence ready to go. So, like, it does make sense that he has all of this, like, he has his entire argument set up. It's Phoenix's job to prove him wrong. Like, you can't blame Edgeworth for that, but this time we are flying by the seat of our pants, just going off of the evidence we just picked up. So, if anything, this is new territory for Edgeworth. He's used to just, like, the police performing the investigation. He just, you know, collects the evidence, and nobody opposes him until court. If anything, that's why it feels like the prosecutors in Ace Attorney have such weak arguments, because nobody ever questions them until we actually get to court. Very interesting to think about. I'll grant that the two of them are father and daughter.
Hold it!
Oh, we got a link? Well, let's hope that we get... yeah, it's probably too late for this. Cravan, also known as a Jebot. Dun dun. Let's pretend that this is what happened in the game. Look at that, it fits perfectly. Until you have something significant to add, stuff that Jebot of yours in your mouth. Too fancy. I can't do that, I blow my nose on this thing. It's a very convenient handkerchief. Sometimes I get a stuffy nose from doing all this voice acting. It's very handy. Maybe I should actually start wearing a jabot during stream. Nobody will know. Man, if I actually had a webcam, then I would totally find like a cravat or just fold a towel like that and then just wear it as cosplay during the stream. I can still do it. Why, Snee, how you doing, sir? Also, Windy, thank you for sharing. I loved it. Thank you for the resub. 12 months, 1 entire year. Enjoy your golden chicken, sir. Hold it! Agent Lang is a wonderful character. I only hope I'm doing his voice justice. He's like a bad boy. He's a wolf. He's a wolf in wolf's clothing. He's a wolf in barely any clothing. Yeah, Agent Lang. Almost like Solid Snake, but a little less snaky. Colonel. And Edward sputtered, "It's not a jabot, it's called a cravat! It's called a cravat, dang it, I bought it on Amazon." Yeah, also Yellow Pikachu, thank you for the 9 months. We got a Twitch baby, what do we call it? Hold this. We're calling it Nestle. It's settled. Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the chicken coop. Grab a nest and get comfy. How you guys doing? Don't chickens have a natural jabot? It's called a giblet. No, it's not, but I like to call it one. What father would ever willingly kill his own daughter? Don't answer that question. I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing. I mean, that's true. Sad, but true. How you guys doing? Welcome on in. How you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you guys had something good to eat for dinner. I myself had some leftover orange chicken, and I'll tell you, it's delicious. You may think it's chicken cannibalism, but you know I am what I eat. Objection! No cows allowed in the courtroom. We make an exception, Weishney. This one's evidence. It just rolled on in. You think they knew? Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend that they didn't. Because he was on the lam? You got it. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Furthermore... Objection! Yellow Pikachu, don't point that finger all willy-nilly. You might poke someone's eye out. It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amino. One is a butler, and one is the friend of the son, you mean? Purported girlfriend. They probably thought it was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? Of course. And the two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. You know what? You know what Lang's pose is reminding me right now? Oh, I wonder if I have an image to really sell this one. Hold on. Let me dig through my meme folder. Perfect. Find Lang at your local Magic the Gathering tournament. Pointing out them butts. Yo, Pikachu's doing fine. Well, that's great to hear. Glad you're doing okay. If you ask a seamstress or person who's in fashion, the thing Edgeworth is wearing actually is a jabot. Oh, really? They call it a cravat in-game. That's what I've always called it in my mind. I've never really seen somebody wear this outside of, like, I don't know, movies about colonial America. I never really knew what it was called. Now I know. What's a cravat, then? You get the... Nice, you get the reference. Thank you. But... Colonel... that's a name. Thank you for the follow. And the two of them made use of their meetings to plan this little kidnapping. How's it going? It's going pretty good. How you doing? Welcome to Miles Edgeworth. You mean how they flaunted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. Which one is it, Mr. Lang? Are they close or are they not close? Only when it's convenient for you, huh? Bum bum, bum bum, doot doot, boom. The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were in fact family. How did they even come up with these situations? Yeah, make that the thumbnail. Oh, that's a great idea, Windy. Yes, from the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced their roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? Lang, you don't know how things work here in Japanifornia.
Hold it!
You can make as many bluff-like claims as you want, but you need to back it up with evidence. I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Well, there you go. In so many words. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Not yet. Without evidence to counter him, we're stuck at a draw. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one.
You'd better hurry up and do something, or Lauren's gonna wind up looking pretty bad.
I know, but first things first. Is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Did the two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter? I don't think so. I mean, I'm gonna have to say no. I'm going through the regular Phoenix Wright line of dialogue. In order for the game to progress, it's gonna have to be no. Dun 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 dun. El raton. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Just doing a lot of work. You know, the usual. I've been working from home these days, so not much to talk about. But I've been finding projects to do in my own time, you know. If only I actually knew what music to put on my iPod. That project would actually be worth it. So I'm gonna say, because the victim was in a costume. Nah, that doesn't make sense. They probably talked to each other about it. Dun dun. He was wearing a costume. Dun dun dun. Ba 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 no. Let's see what piece of evidence we have proves that they didn't actually know each other. The fact that Lauren D is not Lauren P. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Nice music. Is it possible they both knew the fact? There's no connection to the United States or not. They'll give them used to their meetings to plan still kidnapping. Can I prove it wasn't planned? Well, the kidnapping, not the murder. Let's see. If anybody's got an idea, please, indulge. Cravats get tucked into your shirt, like a tie but wider. Ah. So Jabat's just like hang free like that. Maybe it is a cravat and Edgeworth is just, you know, a free spirit. It would be tucked under his waistcoat if it was a cravat? Interessante. Like that one Looney Tunes animation where the conductor's little boing keeps popping up. Pampano. Pampano. Let me just go over this one more time. The reunited pair became involved in the House of Mono. It isn't possible they knew that fact. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me just say... But Lauren Pops is not Lauren Devoray.
Objection!
No. Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this piece of evidence, you'd see that there is a very big flaw in your logic. Flaw? Are you sure it's not your eyes that are flawed? Talk to me again when you can see straight. Maybe this wasn't the piece I was looking for, after all. Made good use of their means to plan still kidnapping. You mean their meetings?
Hold it!
One is a butler, one is a friend.
Hold it!
Alright, I'm thinking it through. They plan to commit the crime, they're a clever pair. Bow, 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 bow. I wonder what this has to do with the kidnapping as well. My dear Linsamano, may I see you again? Your beloved Viola. I don't think this is important yet, but what does it have to do with anything? Whereabouts unknown, stole a gun. Might head for his wife or daughter, but despite our surveillance, he's yet to show up. I'm thinking because of this, the police thought to look that they thought that he would meet up with his daughter, but the fact that even with that knowledge, he didn't end up, you know, appearing on their radar, that's sort of proof that they actually didn't meet up with each other. I'm gonna put that.
Objection!
Nah, they need it. Look at this evidence. Put it to stuff your Javon in your mouth. Viola. Isn't Viola the girl from like Ace Attorney 3? Do I have to flip the pendant over and examine the name? I did that for Miss Pops' pendant, but maybe it didn't. Maybe there had to be like a flag in the game before it would go further. Let's see. Lauren D is engraved into this pendant. Ah, yeah. Oh, wait, no. No, we got this already. I'm so confused why they are not pointing out that Pops does not start with D. Maybe it's a translation thing? It's a pendant in the shape of a pair of wings. It has a rather nice aesthetic to it. Hey, nice to see that even you can appreciate its beauty. Things made of platinum silver tend to have a nice feeling about them, you know? I was only talking about its shape, Kay. Oh, is that what you were talking about? But you know, if we're talking about wing shapes, I think the brooch on my scarf is way cooler. She's right, though. But that's not made of platinum silver, is it? It's handmade, okay? So I'm sorry that it's not made of the expensive stuff. She made that by herself? Impressive. Did she metalwork? It's incredibly well crafted. You need, you know, very important. You need equipment to actually melt down metal like gold, you know? Let's check, Mr. Devore's pendant. Naoto would have already solved the case. If only Naoto was here. Vibing it up. I don't have the vibe. I've lost the groove. It's the victim's pendant. It's shaped like a horse. It's got a real dignified look on its face that makes it worth all the more. Oh no, Mr. Edgeworth! What? You find an important piece of evidence. This is made of platinum silver! That makes this thing super valuable! Same material. I've seen this jewelry in a lot of stores before, so I know it when I see it. Okay, if you ever laid so much as a finger on those pieces of jewelry... What? Me? I'd never do something like that! Is it possible that she has never wanted to steal from a jewelry before? Jewelry store. Colin Devore. The name Colin Devore is engraved here. I really admire people who carve their own names into a pendant. Oh? And why would that be? It's like putting a name on an iPod. It really devalues the thing, you know? One of the funny things about collecting iPods, because people do that thing where they order from Apple and they get like a custom message engraved on the back. Sometimes you go to say like a pawn shop or a thrift store, and you see these things that are like on the back. It says like, "To my loving husband," like, oh, they, like, probably most likely you can say that he probably got tired of his iPod and doesn't need it anymore with his phone. But at the same time, you can craft a theory about how like, oh, something didn't go right in that marriage. Like, he just didn't want to keep any evidence around. You have no imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. Did you ever think that make you people want to have their loved ones always nearby? It's not as if I have a wedding band, and I have no interest in accessorizing. Ooh, he doesn't want to get married. Oh, I suppose. Anyway, you know what? More than wearing flashy accessories, I'd rather be engraving my name into every treasure I can find all over the world. Also devaluing them. A sign of affection is one thing, but blatant vandalizing is just a bit different. The Mona Lisa K. Faraday, we know it's called that because it has K. Faraday scratched into it. Edgeworth only likes things as posh and rich as him. But Phoenix right though. Alright, doesn't seem like we learned anything new from there, but... Bum. Look for any piece of evidence that proves they may not have known each other were father and daughter. Viola Cavardini? What is that a reference to? I can only think it has something to do with the dossier. Dominant hand right. Okay, that's probably important. It always is in Ace Attorney. Or the pendants. So what does Edward say about the situation? Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one. Is his line of logic factually correct? Then the two of them knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter. I say no. Good use of their meetings. Did I already try this? The dossier, right? I'm gonna start trying stuff. I'm gonna try one more thing and then I'm just gonna end up looking it up because look, a distraction. Viola is the gloomy girl in Ace Attorney 3, always behind Furio Tigre. Yeah, that makes sense. Isn't it possible they both knew that fact? See, what confuses me with Ace Attorney games is when, like, the testimony is kind of 2 or 3 sentences that all reiterate the same thing, so I'm not exactly sure which one is the one I need to object to. Well, here, have some, another distraction. What about this?
I see.
Da-da, bum, 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 doot, doot. Now let's see. Uh-huh. Do. Okay, I got that. Da-da. What do you mean? Okay. What? What does that line of logic mean? Well, apparently this is it. Let me just, apparently I'm not actually proving the statement that Edward is thinking about. Costumes. 4 costumes. Oh, the fact that there's a third person. I guess.
Objection!
This kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone. That's not where I thought this argument was going. That's what screwed me over. I need help. Yeah, I was asking for help earlier, but I got it. I looked it up.
What kind of proof do you have of that?
Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. Whoa, that doesn't directly disprove his whatever.
3! That's more than 2! No!
Lang, are you okay? I just said the number 3.
Stop saying that number!
What's wrong?
My uncle worked at Valve Software. If we have a family curse, we're not allowed to say the number 3. Oh, I said it. No!
Anyway, 4. Would you like the number 4? 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room.
Wild Wild West.
We found one of them in the Kidnappers Hideout. Hey man, those distractions work for... Why am I on Google? You saw nothing. These are not the droids you were looking for. But as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set as 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Another possibility, but no proof. Sweating bullets. Who is this mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. A literal brain in a jar. Wendy Oldbag. No, but I kind of want to. No. Well, you know, there's only so many people I can present, and I don't think it's any of the, I think it's either Amano or Lance. Lance! Because how did he somehow escape so easily? He was involved in his own kidnapping, man.
Lance Amano!
Yes. This abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. And that's why Lauren is trying to protect him. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Hard to think while talking with Chan. I'm just trying to be very specific in the words they're saying. I try to pay special attention to what thing I'm trying to prove or disprove at any point in time. And my mind focused on the father and daughter thing and not the 2 of them. I feel like that's the important thing of the sentence I was trying to disprove, the fact that it was only 2. It was mentioned over and over again that there were 3 kidnappers in 4 costumes. I knew that, I just didn't think it was relevant at the time. Jay Nene, what's up? Nobody expects the Dorothyquisition. Nice Valhalla emotes. Who has those? Nova Nader, nice. Well, I played that game, I love it, and I'm very excited for Nirvana. It's supposed to come out this year, but it's getting pretty late in the year. Hope you're doing well. If you don't know me, I like to play a lot of RPGs, visual novels, do the voices, you know. So I have done a Dorothy voice in the past, and I'm not sure if I'm proud of it. Here's Maya eating a cheeseburger. You can't fool me, that's ramen. Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. How you doing? Welcome on in. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers?
No, I didn't see their faces, but one was a woman.
However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said, unless he wasn't counting himself. I still haven't figured out a voice for Lance, if anybody has a suggestion. What? I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Yes. What about when you were being held? I have my doubts about what happened then. Did I see a certain someone on a boat? As far as I can tell, I haven't been allowed to walk around in this area, which is confusing to me because I feel like I should have been able to. I have several save states, so if I somehow missed out on it, I will gladly try to go back. But I'm worried I might have missed it already. It's just been event after event. I haven't been allowed to walk around this area yet. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore. Honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Dun 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 dun. Lance's testimony. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room, blindfolded, the entire time. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. You know, his little tie thing reminds me of the Colonel from KFC. You know, if I'm gonna give Lauren a southern accent, he has one too. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Though through the underground passageway, I presume.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Buster Wolf!
Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right?
No, not quite yet.
How can you not? Why do you look at me with such icy daggers in your eyes? It's kinda hard. There Edgeworth goes again, seducing everyone.
Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that.
All prosecutors are hot? I'm thinking about the prosecutors and Ace Attorney, and you know what? That's kinda right. Whoops.
And they're all like that.
Yeah, I didn't see a certain someone on a boat. I really want to. I've been keeping it in my mind, but I haven't had an opportunity to just walk around.
I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And should they be interpreted to be cruel at times, then so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little.
Push.
Push the button.
Rebut butt.
Bam, bam, bam.
I was kidnapped yesterday morning.
Around what time? You have an alibi for being kidnapped. Can you tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail?
That's like the stock phrase for everything.
Can you, in a little more detail?
It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. I thought he was gonna say clam. Almost read that wrong. You know, like the birth of Venus.
And where were you when you experienced this clam?
A family garden, of course. Where else could it have been?
Well, excuse me, princess. Excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince.
Oh, look at that. Little Zelda cartoon reference.
Where was this clam? Steamed clams at a restaurant. But what kind of restaurant? Can you tell me a little more details?
Oh, Sapphire. Man, I can't remember the last time I had clams in a restaurant, actually. I don't exactly go to it first thing. I know. It was in Canada. And there was a restaurant that specialized in seafood, of course. Because when you're in Canada, there's a lot of, like, specific to the Canadian coastline, whatever. There was a restaurant that had like happy hour on clams, and I remember the table behind us ordered just like, I kid you not, 50 clams, and it came out on a giant plate, and I saw them all arranged in a circle, and that's all they ate. I'm kind of jealous. I ordered a lobster roll. That was also delicious, but so many clams. I bet it didn't even cost that much. They were like 50 cents per clam.
I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah.
That's not his voice.
I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah.
Oh, I hate the morning blah. Except for me, it's kind of the all-day blah.
Then out of the blue, someone from behind clamps a hand over my mouth. You didn't see your attacker. They must have used some kind of drug to knock me out. Because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again.
You were in Los Angeles?
When I woke up, I was in a Kidnappers Hideout already, all tied up.
50 clams. It was a plate of, it was a table of 4 people, so 50 isn't that much between all of them, if that's like all they're gonna eat. But I wish I thought of it first. I should have taken a picture, but I didn't want to be rude. I'd be so down to eat, maybe not 50 clams, because I might end up like Bill Murray in Osmosis Jones. But I'd be down for some clams. Steamed clams. Yeah, that sounds about right, Windy. It had to be at the very beginning of the chapter. I didn't even think I could walk around in the very beginning. It must have been like automatic for me. I can go reload the beginning after this. They had shut me in that room, blindfolded the entire time. I don't want to miss it. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad with this stuff. By that room, you mean the room in the Kidnappers Hideout, correct? If you just don't talk, you have to not talk to anybody. That's such an anti-instinct for me. Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. Then you were in the same room as your kidnappers. They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. How'd you escape, though? How do you know how many kidnappers there were if he never saw them? He said he heard them, but that definitely doesn't dismiss the possibility of another one who just didn't talk. The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. Hey, all mutts deserve love. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt? What a pointless question. It's not like he's going to tell you anything new, you know. You never know. It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside. Look at you, anime and wind blowing. Who do you think you are? You think you're some kind of samurai in the court of law wearing a bandana? But it's no use if you're not refined on the inside as well. The first chapter I appeared at Wild Wild West area, you have to watch at the gate. I wouldn't have even thought I was allowed to. Oh, you're right. I see what you mean. So not the very beginning of the chapter, but when we first escaped the when we first escaped the kidnapping room, and as long as you don't talk to anybody, Lang doesn't show up and just blocks you off from everywhere else. That is such a specific like turn of events. I'm surprised I did that when I played this game the first time. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. Let me check something. I actually am curious. Save state. Let me see if I have an earlier state. I have this. A. No, that's too late. Load state. This one? That's way too early. How about this one? Oh, it would have been right before here. Right before. Thanks to Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. Oh, if this save state was just a little bit earlier. Gosh dang it, Gumshoe. Yeah. I'll tell you what. After we finish this chapter, I can probably reload from the beginning of it, and then we can see it again. Don't even worry your head. Ta-da!
Hold it!
Go back to that? Really? Wait, it said Agent Lang stopped us from going anywhere. Da-da, da-da. Come on, Gumshoe. Come on, Gumshoe. Come on, Gumshoe. We may be able to time. And they're like, hey, Gumshoe, come with us. You're not allowed to be a detective or helpful or a character. For how long? For the rest of the Ace Attorney series. Oh, man. I don't have a fast forward button. I have a pause button. Go. Everybody go. Sorry if you're waiting for story to happen. If you were invested in the argument with Mr. Amano, but if we can do this Easter egg is worth it. Maybe I do have a fast forward. Oh yeah, that's pretty fast. We're going lightning speed, baby. Yeah, I'm not allowed to go anywhere because these are like agent. If you let me through here, no, it was Agent Lang's orders. and that's why I couldn't go anywhere. It had to have been before I talked to anybody. I'm not allowed. I know the save. I know the save state is too late. Sorry, guys. I know for a fact. So silly. I'm glad you're entertained, but I was already pretty sure that wasn't gonna work. Just in case, I'm gonna save it in another state. Like maybe Alabama or something. But, sorry guys. I could just find a picture of it, but that's not as fun. Not as fun. The other state? Ow. Like, why didn't you say something? This one? No, this is later. This is after that even. No, this isn't right after we escaped the room. This is right after we got kicked out of the stadium. That's even later. When he was like, oh, Agent Lang kicked us out. But Lance is safe because we just saw him like come out of the side of the thing. Yeah, no, that's not it. This is dated September 4th. The other one's September 3rd. Yep. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck they left me alone. Then those cuffs on your wrists. I suppose you were still cuffed in that case. I'm well aware of how I am chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid that I'm stuck like this. Pro tip for you guys. It is actually very easy to pick handcuff locks. Like, you really can do it with just a hairpin. Dun 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 dun. What happened? There's an Easter egg that is very, very important. But we missed the opportunity to get it. Because you have to specifically avoid talking to anybody after a certain point. I don't have a save state at that particular point, so we're kind of stuck at it. We're kind of stuck out of it. I'd have to restart the chapter. They said after Lance collapsed when they mentioned the post. The scene. What? Da-da-da. It is right after you start the chapter. After... What? After you start this chapter... Well, that's not the beginning of the chapter. That's kind of in the middle. We'll go back to it. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner. It is very easy to pick handcuff locks.
Hold it!
I made my escape. How did you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. Unless you mean... Eh? Alright, now this is bothering me. I need to know. I need to know. Hold on, let me save this state. Let me load this one after we get kicked out of the stadium. We'll fast forward that. Go, 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 everybody go. No jump cuts here. We're doing this real time, boys. Doing real time. Hold on. You right here? Here? I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna go. Bye bye. Here we go. I could go back. Who are those guys? Never seen them before in my life. They say that couples who cross this bridge together will find happiness. Or so the Gatewater Land pamphlet says.
But you'd think that they'd already be happy because they were able to come together.
Logistics aside, I wonder who came up with this tale and when. This bridge doesn't look old enough to be the stuff of legends.
Well, some things are better left uninvestigated, don't you think? Ignorance is bliss.
Now they're just breaking the fourth wall. Just don't look too hard. Those people in the distance, I bet they're people we've never seen them. Those trademark spiky hair and Mystic's outfit and the tiny one. Nope, never seen them in my life. Edgeworth, why are you trying to get into the boat with that man? What do you mean? I'm just running when my heart takes me. For some reason, I have this uncontrollable urge to try to jump off this bridge. Can't do it though. I can't stop. I can't stop. Right, come over here. Cross this bridge with me. I hear there's some sort of destiny myth or whatever. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's why it's so important. It's Phoenix. He's there with Maya and Pearl. They had to throw us a bone at some point. They had to throw us a bone. And fine, we can also talk to these people. Though, we can't apparently. He reminds me of Winston Payne, but he's not important enough. Look, it's the dancing badger too. You've no objection for that Easter egg. Well, we can take a screenshot, I guess. Yeah, take a picture of this, save it forever. The time that Edgeworth and Phoenix almost crossed paths on the Bridge of Love. Alright, enough about that. Boop.
That was fun.
Yeah, I'm serious about, like, you guys gotta work with me here. Like, if I actually ask a question, sometimes it's not hypothetical. Sometimes I'm like, here, is this the state? You gotta tell me, or else I'll probably, like, find another state by then. The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use the underground passageway.
Hold it!
Like, I've been wanting to see that scene. As much as any other Ace Attorney fan. Like... by underground passageway, you mean the one the staff uses to travel unnoticed. You can talk and examine there. Well, I mean, I examined the bridge. I tried to talk to the father and daughter down there. They didn't seem to want anything to do with me. I suppose that's what it's for, but I didn't run into any staff members on my way out. And once I was up top, I was busy trying to find a member of the police. And that is when you found us congregated at the stadium, I suppose. Let me ask you then, how did you get a hold of the key to the underground door? That was easy. It was hanging right there in the room on the wall. I do recall a key hanging on the wall right beside the table. Boy, does that bring back memories of our situation and how we made our escape. Feels like it was just yesterday, even though it was over a week ago. Indeed, and although the door in the floor of our room led to an underground room, the door in the floor of the room next door, had a secret passageway. That's a lot of double O's in that sentence that make different sounds. A secret passageway under a theme park! Ooh, that just sounds like so much fun! Or it sounds like it hides nasty, nasty secrets. Hey, don't worry about it, Windy. I know there's a lot of mobile delay, especially across, like, far distances. I try. But, like, next time we might have to account for that if we're working together to figure something out. Like if you ever say, like, that one, you have to account for the fact that by the time I see it, it'll probably be, like, 20 seconds later. Which could mean a very different that one. I wonder, is there something off about the way Lance made his escape? Now, if I remember, this testimony was a long time ago. If I remember correctly, we added a statement, so you know that means it's gotta be the one we actually, the one we actually have to, like, object to. The kidnappers disappeared. Lured the side was locked tight. But it wasn't though. We know that. It just had a little thing barricading it. Little broken sword thingy. Wait, this one. Loading outside was locked tight. It was not. Broken prop sword.
Objection!
You say that the door leading out was locked, but was it? Really? We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that it took quite a few men to get that thing open. Right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct. Hey! Dance party! Let's go, let's go. Then take a look at this photograph. I mean, prop sword. What is that? A sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, why did you not simply just remove the sword and escape?
Why didn't I? I was disorientated. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it.
As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own. Hey, you've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive? What else? You honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme that's such as kidnapping itself?
Objection!
Kidnapping himself? Yes. This proves that Lance did indeed have a motive to commit this crime. He's in debt. From the tender lender loan company, he needed the money and he didn't feel good asking his dad for a loan. To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. Dosh, grab it while you can, lads. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is, in fact, a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance?
Ooh. Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh?
All right, I'll give up. I abducted myself.
Lance!
It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that $1 million, but now that dream is over.
Oh, Lance!
Then are you giving yourself up? Why couldn't you just ask? Your dad loves you. I'm sure he would have fronted you the money. A small loan of $1 million, wow. Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money. That's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. No. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Hey, he had Proto Badger, she had Blue Badger. So who was the Bad Badger? Bad Badger would have been Oliver Deacon, but what about the other one? Lolly left first in the Blue Badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Miss Pumps, the other Blue Badger. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless, and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume. You let him, he had enough time to do that? Okay. Took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I mean, he wouldn't get far. Remember the suitcase it was in. It's bright enough that somebody would have clearly seen him. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. No, he didn't. It's part of the costume. I had no idea that they were related, so I thought it could only end badly.
I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was,
Naoto monkey, Naoto monkey, Naoto monkey.
Oh, Scanosaur, thanks for the 100 bits. Naoto monkey. I just killed my own father.
Oops. Are you interrupting us? A little bit. A little bit. Oh no, Lauren.
Lolly, then it really was you.
Gee, I hope not. This is pretty unfortunate. Oh, well, thank you again for those bits. How you doing? How's your night been so far? Did you do anything cool? Maybe some Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy 14, maybe some Final Fantasy 11? I know you were talking about that. Yeah, there was a big old kidnapping scheme. The son of a rich man held himself hostage so that he could ask for money from his dad because he felt bad asking for it. And now he may have just gotten his girlfriend's father killed accidentally. It's not great. It's not great.
That man was not my father. Because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground and I ran, scared for my life.
Accidentally shooting your own father. Oh yeah, good point, Weenie. Edworth is not gonna like that. I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you?
Lolly, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was. Now wait a minute, we know the bad badger was facing away. How does that equate to him brandishing a gun on her? That doesn't line up. Oh no. Well, I hope you're enjoying your night so far. Hope you're doing well. If what she says is true... Are you saying she's lying? Well, why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? If I know my LA Noir, sometimes the best lies are the ones that you've told yourself. Or something like that. Okay, now Oz is in jail, where he belongs. Look, you're not telling me that you're the one who shot Mr. Devoray, are you? It was Chat. I was Chat all along. I know I shouldn't have trusted you with guns. What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession once more, and you'll see. Wait, Yellow Pikachu, is that a... Wow, somebody has an Among Us emote. Well, I'll tell you what, I might be working with Harish Moment to maybe get an Among Us emote of his own. A he emote, just an accusatory Among Us guy. I don't know what happened to make Among Us so popular. Like, it came out 2 years ago, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Maybe I'll play with some of you guys at some point. I really want to. You saw some cute Among Us emotes lately. I really like them. And, I said this before, I'll say it again. Don't at me. But Fall Guys are just Among Us guys, except they have arms. They're the same. You want to figure out who started the trend? I bet it was a streamer. I bet a streamer or YouTuber started playing it again. And then it's one of the popular ones so that they just influenced the entire streaming world. Probably.
Hold it!
Anyway. Hold it! Please calm down and let's slowly talk through this.
But I...
All you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me? Oh, I just got the biggest chill right now. This is Edgeworth. This is what happened with Edgeworth. Oh, you know, you played Ace Attorney 1. This is what happened to Edgeworth at the end of Ace Attorney 1, where he thought he killed his own father. And Phoenix basically said, hey, just tell us what you saw, and we'll find the truth. Keep calm, and we'll find out what really happened. Oh, I'm actually, now that I'm playing this again, I'm noticing the parallels.
Right. So at the stadium...
Oh, so I'm tingly all over. I got goosebumps. Chicken bumps? Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
There you go. I'm not gonna press the button anymore. I'm gonna do it through voice. That was actually voice. That was the ransom money, wasn't it? You're holding. Hold it. What are you holding? Whatever it is, hold on to it.
Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
But what if it wasn't? And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me
He used to call me on my cell phone.
that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and had run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun.
If you can't go to the bathroom, we gotta... Hold it! Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it!
It's the... Because I'm doing the Edgeworth accent. Were you able to clearly identify and see the gun? Eureka, then who? Then me.
Yes, I got a very good look at it when it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me?
No. He was trying to shoot you with adoration.
Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't know.
I don't want to believe it myself. But it's true. My father's left arm was raised with a gun in it. His left arm, I knew from birth that he was left-handed.
Really though? It's Ace Attorney. The hand is always important.
Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Miss Pops! Please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
Yes, of course.
And make sure you don't let that lollipop ring drop. If it's too loose on your finger, then it might be better if you just hold it. 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 Bop it. Pull it. Ting.
Hold it!
What? What? Excuse me? Okay, sure. Whack it, crack it, and hack it. And you felt that your life was in danger, correct?
Yes, I'm about to die, I thought. So, that's why I used the gun I got from Lance.
Oh, what gun? Can you show it to me? Here, hold it. In your hands, hold it, bop it, pull it, blah, 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 blah. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Just hold it, bop it, pull it, hack it, crack it.
Hold it!
I give up. You shot Mr. Deacon? Ping, apparently.
Miss Pops. Yes, I shot him.
And that, as they say, is that. Agent Lang, Miss Pops is far from done. She hasn't even finished her testimony yet. You're going to continue questioning her? What a waste of time. Or rather, I would have said how insensitive, because she is clearly, not taking it well. I'm becoming a meme. Good, I've always wanted to be a meme. Miss Pops, if you please. Alright. I want to be a meme circa 2008. Here, let's pull one of those old memes off of the iPod. I still got them. They're right here. Don't you worry about it. They're over here in the backup camera folder. iPod. It's, this one. Drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. What the heck? Wait a minute. Stop. There was a gunshot.
Hold it!
Lang, please. Did you take off immediately following the gunshot? I need a hold it emote. Manaka, hold it! Yes! And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot. He was wearing a costume. There was another Bad Badger costume missing. It might have been someone else! You can't think, Fab Fairy, what's up? You can't think of this game and not immediately think of the Jello Apocalypse playthrough. That sounds familiar to me. I'm not familiar with them. But hey, I'll take it. I love this game. I played it so long ago, and I know a couple of big YouTubers, or at least I know Lucajin played it very recently, so it very much made me want to play this. It took a little bit, but I've been meaning to replay it anyway, so here we are. Welcome to the stream. Personally, you think Edgeworth would get his order of coffee, and when asked if he wanted to have cream, he'd say, "Hold it!"
Mom said it's my turn to hold it.
And you didn't attempt to approach the victim at all after he was shot.
I'm almost scared. I don't blame you. I would have done the exact same thing.
Oh, sad Kay.
Sad. Ooh. Poor Miss Pops. What will become of her, Mr. Edgeworth?
She seems to be telling the truth regarding what happened at the stadium. At least what she thought was happening. What happened. However, I don't believe it to be absolutely correct. Listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. Yeah, I know which one to object to. Boop bop boop bop. Beep bop bop boop bop. Thank goodness she remembered the hand. Boom! I didn't do it with the voice. You know what? I gave up on the voice. Look up Miles is on fire. Guaranteed someone left. I'm not gonna put up someone else's playthrough right now. But I'll look it up later. Thank you. I don't want to steal content. I gotta try not to. I have here a dossier on your father. And an autopsy report. And a second autopsy report. And according to this, your father was right-handed.
Then...
The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. What? The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun in was with his left. Isn't it possible that it went down like that? No. It was ripped off. You don't know when that happened. Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Eee! Enough of the smugness. Out with it already. No. I think we can get a little more smug. What do you think, chat? Not now? Well, thank you, Fab Fairy. But I had to clarify, because you wouldn't know how many people end up like coming to my stream and asking like, "Hey, put this up. Put it up on stream now." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to." It's a thing you have to watch out for. But thank you for understanding. Out with it already. Premarital handholder. Oh, how scandalous. Just wanted to say I died in Drewby's randomizer. No, I just got caught yesterday. Ah, heck. Drewby's playing Pokemon Yellow, and I told him to name literally any flying Pokemon after me. Oof, he just got a Pidgey last time. Oh well, at least I'm glad I got to see myself get caught. Thank you for letting me know. Miss Pops told us this earlier. Now Edward has a chance to roast.
There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with $1 million.
According to you, the bad badger had the gun in his left hand. Hey, sorry for asking. Can you put up that ManokAdobo stream? Really like his energy. Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Let me just unmute it here. And now I got it going. Hello, welcome to the stream. This is ManokAdobo.
And now I got it going.
Uh-oh.
To the stream. This is ManokAdobo.
Uh-oh, what have I done?
And now I got it going.
This is probably a bad idea.
The stream.
Uh-oh.
This is ManokAdobo.
Uh-oh.
What have I done?
Now there are 2 of me.
This is probably a bad idea.
Now there are 3 of me. Hey guys, be quiet for a second.
Now there are 2 of me.
Stop. Hold on, be quiet. I need to hear myself think.
Now there are 2 of me.
You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. You don't run the stream. I run the stream. No, objection. I object. I object to everything happening right now. You just need to stop talking. You just can't stop talking by yourself. You don't even know. You don't even know who I am. You know who I am? I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. That means I never stop talking. I never stop talking. You can't tell me. You can't. You know who I am? I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. That means I never stop talking. You can't. Anyway. Which would mean he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. That's me. That's just what goes on in my head all the time. Fab Fairy, thanks for the follow. Is that correct, Miss Pops? That's just the constant voices going on all the time. Yes, exactly. Now you know why I'm so bad at video games.
And I'm sure it was the bad badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face.
But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction. Yes. Oh, I see now you're on my side, Lance. Miss Pops claims to have seen the bad badger, and yet the bad badger had both of his hands full. These 2 pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. Both hands were not occupied. Holding a gun in his right hand as he pulls the suitcase with the same hand. Isn't it possible for a right-handed person to do both things simultaneously? Wait a minute. No, I thought we were going to talk about how the gun was missing from the one we found. Your deduction is full of one too many conjectures, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? I suppose it is pretty difficult, if not impossible. Wait. Both of the hands were occupied, yes, let's get to the bad badger, but we used to... But it was the bad badger. Well, it was a bad badger. I mean, both are correct. What do you mean? I'm confused now. Both are correct. They are both correct. Impossible. That leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. Miss Pops' entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. But what if that bad badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? They stole the costume. They stole just the head. This proves that there's a way to use both of his hands. The fact that he was actually the blue badger. Oh, I can't look at the... Well, yes, here you go, head.
Take that!
The costumes had 2 parts to them, a head and the body. I gave you a headache. Well, I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. Be glad I didn't play my own stream at full volume. Oh, I get it now! The head Miss Pop saw was probably really the head of the bad badger. However, is it not possible that the body was that of an entirely different badger? A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger. Eh? The body of the bad badger Miss Pop saw really belonged to this badger. Well, she was wearing this costume, which means it had to be this badger. Wait, but the... Whatever, man.
Take that!
I can only be wrong twice.
What the heck is it?
It's the proto-badger. Yes, it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops was wearing the blue badger's costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the pink badger is of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. Not to me. Not to me. All that's left is the proto-badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the proto-badger costume? Shot Lance? But wait a minute. He's clearly not shot. But at the same time, that means the situation that Pops was describing, the one that Oldbag saw, wasn't actually when Mr. Mr. Devery was murdered. Hey, she didn't kill her dad. Good. Yes, yeah, that's a good outcome.
That would be Lance.
You know, we could have cleared this up if you just admitted that, Mr. Lance.
Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and then pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing?
No. He planned to make Miss Pops think that she shot Mr. Deacon. But, in fact, Lance had already done it. Oh, the plot thickens! He was gonna blame it on her? The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. Lance gave her the gun. Lance called her up and told her what to look out for. He planned it all. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There was but one reason. Lance Amano, you are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon.
Oh, no!
That's slander. Take it back. You take it back right now. Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? He should have just lied and said right-handed. He should have just used his right hand. Like, what are the chances? If he was pretending to be anyone else and he didn't know their handedness, he would have probably been better off assuming right-handed. Maybe he just didn't think that out. It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker had the gun in his left hand.
Yeah. Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right?
Of course. Logically, if he'd been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. Unless he's a ghost! But I believe he had thought of that as well, and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure that he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. He used the prop costume gun. We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout. A broken one. It was not the same one the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. Ooh. No. I thought it said Lance. What? Miss Pops, where is the gun you use now?
I threw it away into the sea.
We're by the ocean? That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question. That is still very dangerous. If Lance had been any closer. The sea! Away. I won't scatter your ashes to the heartless sea.
I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture.
I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I'm right is very high. At least, as long as you're not Phoenix Wright. Hey, look at that.
Okay, let's pretend that you're right, and that the murders at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor?
Anywhere but where you're thinking it is. I don't know yet.
I knew you were full of shikeys.
However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. We don't know when the body was killed. We don't have an answer to the autopsy report. Oh, baby! You can tell it's getting late because I'm singing. Also, wow. The one time that the quote-unquote killer in the Ace Attorney game actually threw away the evidence, actually threw away the weapon. How about that? Hold it! Maybe you could ask the couple in the boat. Yeah, maybe they'll figure it out. I'm sure they're smart. Nah.
Please, wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. Hey, we still going. What Miss Pops saw.
I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam in the room next door. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
Tied to the beam in the room next. That was me! Pops! Freaking... That was me! That was literally me! Was he wearing a red suit and had a jabot?
Actually, yes. Oh.
So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
We thought it'd attract too much attention if we left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at the time.
And then, the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pops saw the victim with her own eyes. Which means that the victim was still alive at that time. Wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? And so familiar. There must be something amiss about this account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail. See, this is what I like. This is what I like in an Ace Attorney game, when I've already figured it out. When I know where they're going with the contradiction.
I came back to the hideout long after the other two.
When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout? Can you tell me in more detail?
It was after we picked up the ransom money.
After you picked up the ransom money from me. After I was knocked out by a proto-badger. Who, as we know, Lance was wearing that costume. And where were you up until the time you returned? Can you tell me in more detail?
I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape.
So smart. I wish. Thank you for the vote of confidence, Rex.
I walked around in various areas looking for the best route. Okay.
Ah, so each of them had their own roles to play.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout.
Alright then. I'll let you know when I need a little bit of cheerleading.
Hold it!
How's Mario vs. Rabbids going for you, by the way? I know you're playing that. How far do you think you are? Do you think you'll be doing the DLC anytime soon? I'm just really excited for it because I love the DLC, how it's all Donkey Kong themed. How did Lance look at that time?
He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes, I
mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like?
He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam and room and the boom and the beam and the boom.
You are sure that was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
Yes, I am certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Blushy, blushy. Then, are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. He had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure.
Yeah.
They just had to be Mr. Deacon.
She saw a bad badger head. The captive had a bad badger's head on. So the time that Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume?
Yes, and?
It would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? Yes. The person you saw was not the victim.
What?
Why not? I will tell you why not. With this.
With what?
With this! Wait, wrong evidence. This shows out that the person you saw was not the victim. Ed was left in the isolation room. You know, the room I was in? Take that!
Take that!
Miss Pops? The person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. Huh? The person you actually saw was this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was me.
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
Huh? The person I saw was you, Mr. Edgeworth.
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I'd handed over the ransom? Because I was needed to be the scapegoat. The Edgeworth did it. I'm guilty. Lock me up. Wait. Where I belong. He's sweating. Rex beat the game, did the challenge missions. Ooh, shelving it for a while. All right. What do you think you're gonna do next, Rex? Maybe kidnap somebody for $1 million? Don't do that. Edgeworth will find you out. It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. Man, if only I didn't have such a similar build. If only I wasn't 5'8", 123.45 pounds and right-handed and male. 1 million, 3 million easy. See, that's what their fatal mistake was. They didn't want to split the $1 million 3 ways. Yeah, just make it $3 million. Easy, very even splittable number. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badge's head on, and then made your costumed escape together. Also, you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean he pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create this fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway. Well, what did you think? That they weren't gonna find it? That they weren't gonna open up and find the broken sword?
Hold your tongue, boy.
Boy. I'm probably older than you are. How old is she long? 27. I'm pretty sure Edgeworth is also 27 at this point. You can't call him boy, you're the same age. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming up in that of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? I don't spit that much. We've heard a lot come out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All that could have happened while you were out cold.
That's right. You were out for a while, Mr. Prosecutor.
So you admit you kidnapped me. Even if that were the case, Miss Pops would have still seen me tied to that beam. Oh, he's talking to Lance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I realized that after he said don't believe the prosecutor. Lang is a year older, he's 26 right now? Yeah, you're right. Was it 2 years after the first game he said?
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. So I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth.
You see, it would seem you can't prove a thing. Hold it. Who said that? Yes, so I can actually voice it right.
Hold it. Please, wait.
Mr. Man-O-Man.
Oh, Miles, my boy. It looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, It's not good to cause trouble for others.
I lost his voice.
Charlie!
The dad!
Let's see. You are the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you.
Oh?
Do you now?
Hey. Is not what I think it is.
It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing! And a gun! And another gun!
I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Hey, what's that in the head, though? I like how the beard on the Bad Badger is just like a circle, like painted on, like one of those when they pull a prank on you and put the ink on the telescope kind of things. Except they would have put like ink around face mask.
It appears they were disposed of in the sea.
Ah, so that would be the model gun.
Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law?
Oh, Lang, you must be new to the series, and you are. And you are. It's not an Ace Attorney game unless the routine investigation breaks at least 5 laws.
There now. Agent Lang, please calm down.
Huh? What the heck is that scrap of paper?
This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says.
Let Amano do anything. Seems legit. Well, why could I get one of those?
The chief of police? What the... Just who does he think he is?
The person who wields the highest authority in this area.
Oh. There now. There is no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country.
I'm sure you're bound by some sort of laws.
Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything. It's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of this land. I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand.
Yes, that's definitely how it works, Lang. Definitely. You're not from here, therefore you can do anything you want under no laws. Yeah, no. Yeah, no thank you. You're not above the law, man. Even if you are a lawman, man. Doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Alright now, let's take a look at this new evidence.
I've already got the results back.
From where?
I had a special forensic research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the tests. They verified that the blood on this costume belonged to all of them. As for the gun, the only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren.
But did they verify if it was a real gun?
What?
What?
You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence.
You can tell when I have a realization. The realization is Earnest saw that Lance was about to be convicted of the crime, of the murder. So he got this evidence, he must have falsified at least some of it. Oh no. Lang is using that DW meme. You mean from Arthur? That sign can't stop me, cause I can't read. You mean this DW? Yeah. Yeah, about that. Well, he's not saying because he can't read. He's just saying, these laws can't stop me because I'm not from this country. You know, yeah, okay, it's kind of the same thing. Shoo-ba-da-doo-bum-ba-dee-da-doo.
With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around.
That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence? I'll be the judge of that. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. But can you tell me in more detail what these are? Hold it! What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head.
Hey, they sparkle! I bet they're really valuable.
I'm pretty sure they're broken pieces of glass from the mirror. Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. But why are they in here? Good question. Corruption! That's about right. That's why anybody gets away with anything in these games. Corruption. Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? Revolver.
6 shots. More than enough to kill anything that moves, grooves, and schmoves.
This bullet hole.
It looks kind of burnt around the edges.
The entry wound actually was. Okay, dang it. Okay, never mind. I forgot the conclusion we came to at the end of the whole stadium thing. Not that he was shot in the back, but he was shot in the stomach from below. Right. He was right about that being the entry wound. Wait! Those burn marks were left by the gunpowder. This is the most important fact.
Why is that?
Because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. Oh no. Well, if it was a blank that shot... We can't... Oh, I guess we're done. If it was a blank that shot, it would absolutely... It would be fatal at point-blank. So, no. Don't do that to a person. But also... Would the custom protect from that, actually? Ocelot. Revolver! Ocelot. I love Metal Gear Solid. I just need more of a chance to play it. Why do you think I'm giving Edgeworth a Master Miller / Liquid Snake kind of voice? You like my sunglasses, brother?
Well, are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen?
Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there.
Thank you. Yeah, I worked hard on forging this. I mean,
Decisive evidence. On the rebut butt. You can tell things are getting real because we're dancing, baby! Lauren was at a range, so it couldn't have been her. Oh, maybe. We'll see what they try to argue. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun, and they prove it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Man, his plan is also crafted. Almost too perfect, but I see right through it. The fingerprints on that weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. I'm surprised there were fingerprints on it, considering it was in the ocean. You'd think it would be, you'd think it'd be washed off or something. Look, Edgeworth, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do. However, I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? Edgeworth is no stranger to falsified evidence. He did learn a lot from Mr. Von Karma. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints. Those fingerprints, are you sure they belong to Miss Pops?
There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensic techniques money can buy performed.
Or the best bribery performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar.
What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me?
You heard on TV that water doesn't wash away fingerprints? I guess because they're made of oil, so they would stick around. They don't dissolve in water. I guess, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Always raise an objection. I don't even know what I'm objecting to. Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pops' print should be on that gun to begin with. And the reason why Mrs. Pops' print should not be on the gun is she was wearing a costume, I believe. Da, 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 da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Hold on, let me check this really closely first. Okay, let's look at this. This is pretty nice. Somebody at Capcom had to model a gun. Let's see if it still has how many bullets it still has. Now, Edgeworth, it's very important that you don't look directly down the barrel of the gun. Hey, look, they actually modeled the barrel. Pretty nice. Da-da-da. They found Miss Pulse's fingerprints on this gun. Can you let me hold it for a sec? No, I do not trust you with that, Kay. I shouldn't if you don't know how to handle it. Besides, Miss Pulse's prints are on it.
Look, I'm wearing gloves. It'll be okay. I just want to take a look at that's all. It's not like I'm going to run off with it. The only things I don't return are treasures.
Stealing either one would land you in jail, you know. Can I please at least check the cylinder? No? Fire it now. Dun 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 dun. Bah, bah, bah. It looks like that's all I can check. I think. The safety, the hammer. She's gonna steal Edward's life with that gun. No, thank you. She is pure. She would never. Anyway, I'm assuming it's because she was in the costume, right? Let me see if there's anything else that fits with that. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Stolen costumes. It's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because while she was at the stadium, Miss Pops was wearing a costume. Both the murderer and the victim were. Huh?
But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints.
Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back in the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when Lance left it for the haunted house.
Why are Mr. Deacon's prints not on? Oh, because he was already in costume. To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops' prints found their way onto the gun. Do you understand now, Mr. Amano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer.
Oh, Lance! That's kinda hot.
Wait a minute. Whoa, no way! I'm incredibly worried about her. Can't you see how worried I am? I'm angry. Don't tell me. But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim at the stage in the stadium, the whole affair is simply not true. Because that was not the real crime scene, but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all. The fact that it was a fake gun? No, the fact that there was no blood at the scene? No. The fact. Hold on, I just need to make sure I'm not saying something silly. Do. The gun was pointed at shot blank. Check. Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Bum-bum-bum-ba-da-da. Because we know something. It's either the costume or the missing model gun. I'm gonna say the victim's costume. Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you will see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. This is the part of the costume that proves it. Because the glass. The mirror. Right.
Take that!
If you look in this area, all will become clear. This area? Oh, no. I thought it might have, broken when the mirror, shattered. It might have, the mirror might have shattered when Mr. Deacon was actually killed. I'm gonna put the gunshot wound. I just know it's not possible for the victim to be shot at the stadium because point blank, which means he wasn't on top of the stage. That's what you mean. I thought he might have been just really close to the stage. Or she, I mean. The burn around this bullet hole was made when the victim was shot at point-blank range.
Ah, so then the murder Miss Oldbag saw at the stadium really was...
Yes, she saw two people, but they were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot from below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn. Oh! Oh! Hold on, I need to, like, actually pronounce that. It was argon. Argon! Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us where the real crime scene is then? Ravioli, what's up? Welcome to the murder. I mean, the investigation. Put the gun down, please. Oh, oh, oh! This is the music of somebody making his final argument. Hold on, let me just appreciate it. Yeah, you were right, Think Twig. It was at a range. I thought it might have been. I thought they might have pulled out like the whole like point blank doesn't always literally mean like right up at him. Sometimes it means like a couple of feet away. And I think they make that point in Ace Attorney 1 actually. Like just because it was point blank doesn't mean they couldn't have been like 3 feet away. Something about the gunpowder burn still being there. Lance began to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. If that's the case, then the murder must have happened prior to that. And the location where Lance and the victim were at just before I was imprisoned was. Hold on, I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing. Don't doing a thing. There. Now, there. I've got it. I know where the real scene of the murder. Why did I make him sound like JFK? Nothing ever bad happens to the Kennedys. The haunted house, because that also has mirrors in it.
Take that!
I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house. That's where they both were at. That's where I was at. The haunted house? Yes, and I have proof that it is highly likely that the victim was killed there. What proves that the real scene of the crime was the haunted house? Now the glass inside the head. Now the glass inside the head. Oh wait, we had the actual glass here. Beep beep. Right there. Take that! Take that!
Take that!
These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. They are fragments of a mirror. A mirror? What does that have to do with anything? Indeed. You don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume.
Yeah, that's actually pretty dangerous.
However, there is one piece I can think of where there is a plethora of mirror fragments. And that is the haunted house. Okay, the mirror inside the break room was actually a red herring. Red herring! I knew it, it's always red herring. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with a revolver in the haunted house.
What is this, a game of Cluedo?
It was Lance Amano in the haunted house with the revolver. As you can clearly see, Mr. Deacon was something that moved, so that means this revolver was more than enough to kill him. After that, you stole the Blue Badgermobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the Blue Badgermobile was stolen confirms this as a fact.
Miles, my boy, say no more.
I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Hey, be quiet!
Yes, please, do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense.
He's wondering how much money he has to pay to make his son not convicted of murder. Earnest Amano, correct? I mean you.
Now be quiet, Gramps.
Oh, Lang coming through for us. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We won his favor. It was Edward's icy cold stare. You won him over.
How dare you? How dare you?
I don't need words. The only thing I did require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call these mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor.
What? Sheena, wasn't there a mirror in the Kidnappers Hideout?
Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house.
You see? Isn't it possible that the fragments got into the costume there?
Yeah, but there were none on the ground, though. But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor, so the probability is very low.
Probability?
Langji says, on truth's paths, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is, do you have the definitive proof you need?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you?
Of course I do. Who do you think I am? Mr. Right? Do I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house? The answer is no. If this was Phoenix, the game would have totally let me answer yes or no, and I would have gotten it wrong.
See? So since you don't have any, shut up.
I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain that the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house besides myself were Lance and Mr. Deacon. If I can prove that the murder took place at the haunted house, then I can prove Lance's guilt in connection with the murder.
Wow! What now, Mr. Edgeworth?
Agent Lang, I have a special request. Right, we're gonna have to search there. It's not over yet.
Not over yet. Not yet, Snake.
Yeah. I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted mansion. The haunted house. The ghosts come out to socialize. They come out to social die!
Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission?
Because I don't really have a choice. If I want to find the truth. The truth. Alright, permission granted. But you're not to touch a single thing. Got it? We just sanitize the place, man. We gotta clean after everybody comes in. That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth be brought to light. We gotta call in Eddie Murphy. He probably saw everything. Do you think Eddie Murphy is proud of the Haunted Mansion movie? Do you think he'd rather forget it? I mean, when I watched it, I didn't feel it was that bad, but also I was a kid. And I don't really quite remember the movie all that much, so I guess it wasn't that good. It doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is.
Tick. Sheena!
I'm here. You don't have to shout. Put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval.
Hold it! Who was that?
It was Earnest. I knew it!
Now, let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval.
Mr. Amano?
Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this. The paper says I can do anything I want, and what I want is for Edgeworth to not step foot in that haunted house.
What is this?
Sheena?
It's the deed to the haunted house. The house has a deed? Wait, is it actually a piece of property? I mean, I guess all the attractions, Disneyland actually counts as a city of its own. That's how it's able to have a post office and a fire department. It literally is a city. I mean, it's in the city of Anaheim, but it is a city in and of itself. That's why the streets also have addresses. So I guess the houses would have addresses too? Dude, just read it yourself. I don't think Lang can read. He has to have Sheena do it for him. Oh. The deed?
Read it out loud.
Gatewater Land Inc. hereby bequeaths the property known as the Haunted House to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of $1 million paid in full in cash
He bought the house. He bought the house right now. Oh boy. Just like Mr. Layton. We all know Professor Layton can't read. Luke, read it to me. Read this letter to me. Oh man, I need to practice my Professor Layton voice. Before playing this, I had considered playing Professor Layton and the Curious Village. I had it ready on an emulator and everything. But I had a vote for what games you guys wanted me to see. Wanted to see me. You wanted to see me play, and Miles Edgeworth won. So here we are. I do want to play Professor Layton at some point. Every puzzle has an answer. What?
As you can see, I am now the legal owner of the haunted house.
Are you kidding? When did you...
I ran into the owner of the park earlier, and we made the deal almost immediately.
He planned this ahead of time. This is all according to his pay kaku.
How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye.
Why, dude? Why didn't you just pay off his debt? Maybe he couldn't read. Oh, you know, yeah. Lang actually has a point. I mean, he's an excuse. He's not from Japan/America. So maybe he doesn't... Maybe he can speak it to Edgeworth, but he can't read it. Windy, you got a point there. He has a reason to not know. Unlike Shenmue 2, where a plot point in Shenmue 1 is that Ryo Hazuki can't read Chinese, but then he goes to Hong Kong and he can speak fine with everybody there. I guess it's assumed that they're all kind of speaking English as an interim language. But it's kind of funny. He's like, I don't know any Chinese. And then suddenly, completely no problem communicating with people over in Hong Kong. The $1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was.
No, that's right. This disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now.
Wait a minute. You used the ransom money?
My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money.
So what? You're gonna pay off his debt? No, this was never about the money. This was about killing the butler.
That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on.
Discuss? What is there to discuss?
Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course.
While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Romano was out there preempting us. Woo boy! Woo boy! You know someone that can read English but not speak, or can't read English but can speak it. That's fair. That's fair.
Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End the discussion.
Quick! Does anybody have $2 million? We'll outbid him. Rex, why are you posting butts in my chat? Really, have some class.
Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl.
He's Interpol. He doesn't have the power to.
And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper.
Mr. Romano really has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever. Dun, dun, dun. You're posting butts because Earnest is a corrupted rich butt. I barely remember what goes on in this chapter, but I had a feeling that Earnest was not as earnest as he'd have you believe. Save cleared stage data? Don't mind if I do. And I know it's probably just one. I feel like it's just one little section off from the end of the game. Wow, we're finishing this game so fast. No. We're one section off from the end of the chapter, but we're calling it tonight. It's been 4 hours, and we have tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. It's going to be perfect. Oh, wow, let's do it. Let's call it for tonight. Meme. You said, oh, you know what? Thank Twig. Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have trusted Earnest in the first place. He's friends with Manfred von Karma. Anybody with that much money who with that much power rather who lets Manfred do what he does? No. No. He's gotta be in on it. He has to know exactly what von Karma does and is encouraging him, supporting him. He literally sponsored Edward learning law in America. In Germany, whatever. Oh, it's all coming together. Thanks for the string. You're welcome, Rex. You're right. Thanks for this. You're welcome, Soul Sapphire. Speaking of, we have art tonight, so let's go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoy the twists and turns. Cause yeah, I just love the fact that even when I have played a game before, even when I know it, you guys can come on in and be entertained by the story. Even if, sometimes I get kind of stuck a little bit. Next time I'll have the walkthrough open, just in case. But I'm glad I could present it to you in an entertaining manner, as if I was the voice acting itself. I'm gonna have to edit this video anyway, so I might have to cut out a little bit of the me being stuck, and or the jumping around looking for that save state where we saw Phoenix. But we'll figure it out. Let's see what art we have today. If you ever have art for the stream, post it to the Discord or tweet it at me, and I will show it. Like this little piece from... Hold on, I got it. Hold on. Just one, hold it. Guys, just hold it. Hold it. This. It took that long to download. I wasn't just memeing. Check it out. One of Soul Sapphire's specialties is drawing a Pokemon, doing commissions and whatnot. And recently, I know he's been working on this for a long time, and I am so glad it came out. It came out so perfectly. It was worth it. The Reggie trios. Reggie Steel, Reggie Rock, and Reggie Fils-Aimé. I've done that joke already. Question for the chat: which one's your favorite? Oh, they're beautiful. They're wonderful. They almost look 3D, like cell shaded. They're so good. I love the shading. I love the sense of depth. Wonderful, excellent work. My favorite is Reggie Ice, but I'm a little bit biased. Reggie Ice. Oh, we got people a taste. You got a burger ad. Ice. All right. You guys said the correct answer. So with that, I will reward you with this. Thank you everybody for being here. That's all the art. And we'll see you on next time. Your favorites, all three. That's also fair. Reggie Gigas, though. Reggie, gig. Uh-oh. There you go. There, you got a free one. From me. Enjoy it, savor it. And we're all alive, right? Right? We survived? Okay. Alright, okay. Thank you guys for tuning in for the stream again. We'll finish this chapter next time and maybe start the next one after that. Or maybe switch games, maybe play a little bit of Pajama Sam. We'll figure it out. In the meantime, thanks for being here. I'll see you next time. Have a good night if you need to go to sleep. And stay lucky. Oh, before I forget, here's the links and all that stuff. Twitter, Twitch, Discord, follow me on Twitch, all that stuff, whatever, YouTube. Okay, bye. Stay lucky.